Yo, holla if you can hear me. What's good? What's good? Put these headphones on. Make sure I can hear myself good. Yep, I can hear myself. What's going on, everybody? This your boy Slick 50 for the judges table. You understand me? By way of at GMT Sports. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? Happy Black Friday, man. Hope y'all ain't go spend all your money up. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all can serve some of that hard-earned money. You know what I mean? Don't give it all away now. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did. We celebrate Thanksgiving on like Eve because everybody gotta go see their families and stuff on actual Thanksgiving. So I had already had mine on Wednesday, which was phenomenal. Salute to my sister, man. She extraordinary cook. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Today's show gonna be a little different, bro. If y'all read the description, y'all probably already know which way I'm coming. You know what I mean? But before we get into it, you know what I'm saying? Don't hesitate to hit that like button. Don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 2K, and I ain't gonna stop saying it until you help your boy out by hitting that subscribe button. All right? And I believe subscriber mode is on. So if you want to get in that chat, man, hit that subscribe mode. We trying to get them trolls out of here. Trolls had left for a minute. I'm talking about the spammers or whatnot. Had left for a minute, but they didn't been back. So we're going to go back to subscribe mode only. So if you want to get in that chat, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Become part of the fam. You know what I'm saying? Also, we do have memberships over here. If you want to be part of that memberships, go ahead, pick it out. It's 2 of them. Both of them extremely cheap. Whatever which one you want to pick, I'll be extremely grateful. Pretty soon, there will be discount codes for the upcoming site that I'm building for you guys. Boxing tees, NBA tees, you name it. We're going to have it all there. Stay tuned for that. Having said that, that's a great segue for me to apologize. I know I said I'll be here through the week, this and the third. Y'all saw I recorded a video for after the Ring 4 card, things like that. But, yo, I'm putting my all into the site or whatever the case may be to start out. Really the graphics for the shirts because I want to be stellar and I want them to be, you know, I want some separation from everybody else who's doing it. And I haven't seen this style. It's going to be wicked. So y'all stay tuned for that 100%. All right, and salute to everybody who's stepping in, who hitting that like button. Make your presence known in that chat. Let me know who hitting that like button, bro, so you can get your salute. You feel me? You understand me? Casino, I see you in the chat, baby. What's good?
Hello, motherfucker.
But yeah, like I said, this one gonna have some twists and turns, and I will be putting the link in the chat for y'all to call in, so you could definitely want to participate. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is the judges table, meaning this is the people's show. All right, man. I never was able to give my just due on that Haney fight or my take on each fighter. And my take is gonna be a little different than everybody else's because I see a lot of high capping going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of bullshitting, a lot of backsliding, a lot of switching sides, you know, and just overall a lot of hating. You know, not a lot of congratulating, but a lot of hating. To each his own, but I only can speak from my perspective. And I chose to go this route because this is what I usually was known for in the beginning anyways. And somebody, a couple of people hit me up and was like, yo, man, you know your shit, man. You be laid back letting everybody say X, Y, and Z, man. Start saying your shit. So we gonna get back to it. We gonna start off with Devin Haney, right? And I'm calling him the Dream. I'm not gonna call him Debo, but I'm gonna call him Haney. All right. Right now, the king of the 147 division. I have to start off saying this, that I always knew the boxer usually beats the fighter. And in saying so, for once in my lifetime, I went against my own word. And I paid for it. Right? Unlike some, but amongst many, we thought the PTSD was going to affect Devin. For the most part, he had a little bit of jitters. But if you're going to reverse the Ramirez, I think that was the fill out. You know, I ain't went back and watched that fight. He did fight in spurts. Maybe that was enough to shake it off. But when he went in this fight, he had nerves. Sometimes his feet came off the ground when before the knockdown, his feet was coming off the ground when Norman was running in on him, things like that. But I saw some things. I even said a couple of them after the fight, but I kind of laid back. But the thing is that they worked on was him keeping that chin, protecting that chin, right, and keeping that right hand up. He was keeping that right hand glued. There was times that he did when he got real lax and he knew he was winning the fight, he would let it down, and you would hear me screaming about Norman throwing that overhand at him, but he wouldn't do it, right? But nonetheless, I think that we need to learn to just give congratulations when congratulations is due for the sake of the sport, not the sake of the man. See, people think when you saying congratulations, I don't understand that. They think it's because, you know, you kissing ass or some shit. I ain't kissing nobody ass. I like boxing overall. Now, one man is bigger than boxing, but when you see somebody, quote unquote, got the goods or enough of the goods, so to speak, right? Because he ain't got the whole grocery basket just yet, but got enough of the goods, you know, to take him far, bro. You can't help but salute it, especially when you take your L, because I know a lot of people still consider the Ryan Garcia fight L. You take that L and turn it into a lesson, right? Bro, I don't understand it. I don't. I think a lot of the hate is because he's not cut from the same cloth as what you would think a traditional boxer will be cut from, right? Most boxers come from the hood, you know what I'm saying? Poverty level situations, things like that. You know what I mean? And for him, he didn't. And I think that, you know, to see a square do so good, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. That's just how we separate, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's just how we do here. I'm from St. Louis, so I don't know what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Schoolboys or whatever you want to call them. But, you know, to see him do that well and progress from the time he got in all the way through, bro, everybody got their critiques too. I can critique it in and out. But the fact of the matter is, he here. He here, bro. Undisputed. 3-division champ now. What more can you say other than, you know, you don't like the way he dressed, you don't like his attitude, you don't like the way he talked. He copycatting somebody else's style. But it just brings me back to the Earl thing. Like, no, that's not a skill though, bro. Like, that's nobody's speaking about his skills though, bro. Those are the type of arguments I'll be wanting to hear on here. Like, you're not necessarily arguments, just your take on it, right? I look for hoes. I know it's hoes. I do. But I'm not on here to shit on nobody, bro. Like, he stayed behind the jab. He's just a pure boxer overall. A boxer is gonna take what you gonna give him, right? And if he got that dog in him or some heart in him, what he gonna do is he gonna try to step on you, right? He gonna try to step on you, but that part I haven't seen yet out of Dev. But nonetheless, that doesn't make him less than a good boxer. It just don't. Not in my book, maybe in y'all book, but not in my book. It doesn't make him less than a boxer. A good boxer. You know what I'm saying? He held the fort down. Some people say it was a dominating, he won that fight in a dominating fashion. I don't think he won in dominating fashion because dominating fashion would have mean that he would have stepped on him. I believe he could have got Norman out of there. So he didn't choose to step on him. He chose to stay behind his jab, counter, and ride it out. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I just think it's a lot of selfish hating motherfuckers out there. Like, you can have your opinions about him, this, that, and the third. Now, this ain't me tooting this horn or none of that. That's just me calling a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? But like, I believe, I'm gonna call this the 9 rule from now on. My boy 9 came up with the 60-40 rule. I think it was 60% Devin, it was 40%, 100%, 40% Norman. You know what I'm saying? Norman and them, I think they just, bro, they fell into, of course I'm on the outside looking in, but I feel like he fell into that bully mentality. You know what I'm saying? Where they felt like he really couldn't punch. He really wasn't going to counter. He was going to be on happy feet the whole fight. The same trap most of us fell for, the PTSD, things like that. And we all was wrong. Like, and I think, and I went back, I swear to God, I went back and watched this fight because it's still astounding to me. But like, Brian Norman got hit. And it was, and that's the thing too, man. It was a training video I saw, and I said, damn, I knew that shit like a shovel hook, but like, they had been working on that left hook, bro. Shorten that hook up because the hooks was wide. They shortened that goddamn hook up. It was an exercise they was doing, throwing the ball against the wall, but it was with this left arm and keeping that right hand was glued to his face as he threw it. There was another one I saw where he was jabbing, but he wasn't reaching. I noticed that during the fight, he wasn't reaching, but yeah, but I was like, okay, so they took Brian Norman serious. Like, to the gill. I'm talking about they took Brian Norman serious like he was Mike Tyson. As they should have, right? You should take every fight 100% serious without question. And I believe that's what it was. And I believe that Brian Norman Sr. got suckered into the circus. And he was doing all these interviews and being on podcasts and stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But then when Bill disappeared, they took it as a sign of weakness, when I believe that probably was the plan all along. That Bill suckered him in. When he knew he was getting under his skin, Bill was like, I got him. And he gonna keep going. And I'm just gonna fade to black. And while they talking, we gonna be working. And I really think that's what happened. And I think that was ultimately their demise, right? I'm not going to talk about what was said in the corner and stuff because that's a father and son duo. Sometimes, like, I don't know. Some people saying the direction that Brian Norman was giving him was crazy. I could say it was crazy too, but when you got a father and son duo, you know, like me and my dad talk a certain way. My dad could look at me a certain way. My dad could say certain things and I know what he mean. So I don't want to judge that, but there was one thing. There was one thing he told that boy to run back in there. Told him to run back in there. You see, he ain't gonna count him. He's a boxer, sir. That was the only. That was the only thing I was pissed off about. Like, what did you tell? What? Now, I didn't hear that the night of the fight. Of course, I had to go back and watch to hear it because I don't watch it with the sound on. But people were saying, like, go back and listen. And I was like, what in the world? And then Brian Norman Sr. did an interview right after the fight. And the interviewer, I think it was Boxing Scene. Was it Boxing Scene? I can't remember. But they was like, do you think basically what guy was saying, he was from England, over there in UK, and he was saying that, do you basically think the power handcuffed Norman? And Brian Norman said, you know what? I didn't think about that. And I'm like, what? Like, everybody saw how Brian Norman looked before the knockdown, and I'm talking about his face, not his movement, not none of his face. After the knockdown, his face was different. Like, it looked like he wasn't there. Also, his nose was broke. Like, I noticed that, and I didn't notice that till I watched it the third time. His nose was broke. His nose was, it looked broke, bro. That mud was, I rewinded it. I rewinded. Like, hold up. And it was dented. It was shifted like to the left, you know, but here's another thing though. This is what I don't like. All right, 100%. This is why I call us a lot of whole ass motherfuckers out here. Everybody that was rooting for Norman, keep rooting for Norman, bro. Like, damn, my guy got up there, won a belt, took his L, and everybody like shifting. Even people I know I've watched and was like, yeah, he gonna do X, Y, and Z. And now it's just like, oh, he ain't shit. Stop playing, bro. Some of your favorite fighters that's gonna go to the Hall of Fame have lost fights, bro. Have lost their pro debuts, have lost belts, and came back and got the belt. That's the shit that makes boxing entertaining. Because to be fair, who the fuck gonna give Devin Haney a run for his fucking money at 147? Let's be honest. We could, we gonna hold Rolly do it? Because y'all saw him do that to Ryan? Lewis Crocker? Who? Barrios? We hoping Ryan get past Barrios. And people shitting on Barrios because all his shit is draws, but has he lost? And it's gonna be, and one thing about Barrios, it's gonna be a tough fight. So at the end of the day, who takes him out? Who takes the boxer out? Who takes the guy out that got the patience to sit there and wait, take it 12 with you? Ain't nowhere near worried about knocking you out or any of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I got the screen up like this. I'm tripping. But yeah, so who takes him out? That's what I need to know. That's what I want to know. Because when I look at the landscape of things, this could perfectly well be a clean sweep. Unless, see, I like Brian Norman's tenacity, bro. I love his tenacity, right? It's like I like Devin's will, his belief. You know what I'm saying? But belief can be tainted, right? I feel like Devin, if you get under his skin, you know, he'll abandon the game plan. Like I said, it was some moments in that fight. It wasn't no perfect fight for Devin by any means. It looked good after the fact of the knockdown, but he was on happy feet a little bit, but he was doing some things that made Norman show his hand. And that's what ultimately, God bless me, that's what ultimately threw me off when I went back and watched it. During that first round, you had Devin on happy feet, like, but if you pay attention to the feints he was throwing, and it was, if you go back and watch it, you'll see Brian Norman reneging on punches. Like, he's showing his hand. You get what I'm saying? So then the second round, he come out and test the waters. And it went exactly like what he saw. So it wasn't nothing for a boxer to time or look past. Like, you know, okay, I see what he on. So at the end of the day, you know, don't hate on him. I think it's a matter of corner. I think it's a matter of, he came out there with that bully mentality. I think he really was sipping his own Kool-Aid. He really thought that he was going to bully Devin Haney, and he just didn't go that way, bro. Right? You go back, like I told y'all about Earl Spence. Earl don't mess with boxers like that, bro. He really don't. They gave him hell, and definitely not no southpaws. It's the same thing if you look at Brian Norman. Quentin Randall gave him problems. Why? Because he's a boxer. That's why everybody keep going back to the Quentin Randall fight. And I said it before this fight, Devin Haney, Devin Haney, if I'm him, I'm going to look at the Quentin Randall fight. And I'm going to mix it up with a little bit of that Rougarou. And that's exactly what it looked like. So the whole fight turned into the Quentin Randall fight essentially because it was Brian Norman that was smothering himself. But if I'm Brian Norman, I'm going back to the drawing board. Like I said, it's only a loss if you can't learn. It's only a loss if you can't learn from it. He could definitely learn from this. He was smothering his own punches. You know, even though it looked like he was coming back, he could have capitalized on a whole lot. It was similar also to my assessment I gave Devin when he fought Ryan Garcia. That was a sloppy fight from both ends. But Dev could have pulled himself up out the hole despite them knockdowns if he would have went back to boxing instead of trying to fight that man. It's gonna take a rough and tough guy to really, 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 really give Devin the business. Because this last fight was the best I've seen his hands and feet in tandem. I've been criticizing him being a hit, stop. He got to stop and hit, stop and hit. He usually don't hit off the move, but that left hand came smooth, boy. It was like reminiscent of what Brian Norman did to Jin Sasaki, right? And the way he it was the movement, you know. And the thing is, though, when he got rocked, I felt like Norman didn't know what to do, how to adjust with that. I think he was trying to keep a poker face, but he had told on himself, and he didn't know how to clinch right away or whatever. Because when Devin turned that punch over, I think if you look at that, Dev looked at very shocked, like he was like, oh, I got him. Like he was like, oh, I got him. Like, if I wish I could show y'all know I'll get copyrighted if I show you, but if I could show y'all, I swear that's what it looked like, you know? And that's why there was a delay in between them punches. Them punches wasn't no succession, you know? That left that started it. That's why, like, if y'all go look at the replays they've been showing everywhere, it looked like it was just a two-piece combination, but it really wasn't. It was the left hand before the second left hand that rattled him. But it was so much a delay, he was like, oh, he hurt. Let me get him, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, I'm poking fun, but it was hilarious to me, though. But for the Haneys, though, the one thing, like my boy Nine say, and like I said, you don't have to be the strongest person. You just got to know how to hit good. And if you go back and look at that left hand that Devin threw, he turned it all the way over. I'm talking about turn. It wasn't, though, just his wide hook like this. He dug in his face like anybody would have felt that. You know what I mean? So salutes to him, man. But for everybody who hating on Brian Norman, get that boy that same love, man. He gonna learn from it. He gonna keep pushing from it. And we may end up having an epic rematch. You never know if the Haneys will be willing to take it. Right? We ain't talking about no right away. You know, it could be a year, 2 years down the line. But let this boy go on the terror. Let this boy keep going on doing what he's doing. And then they meet back up. That's how you get great rivalries, great fights. He got the first one. Hopefully he can come back. I still don't know why. Somebody said it was a mandatory or something. That's why it couldn't be a rematch clause. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I hope they meet back up. I do. I hope they meet back up. For everybody now that's flip-flopping and talking this crap, talking about, oh, he only fought him because he was green. Y'all fighting all the Norman fans is flipping now, talking about, well, Norman was green. That's why Norman had a belt. All that he was green stuff is out the window. I don't want to hear it. He had a belt. He didn't have to take the fight. I don't want to hear that. It's like, don't make excuses for him, because when you make excuses for your fighter, you make him look weak. I don't believe he was green. Just tell the truth. He believed the hype. Bottom line, he believed the hype. You know what I mean? Like, big him up, come back champ, and get him. It don't matter who his next fight is. Instead of telling the truth and putting it out there, like I said, he fought a lot of guys. Jin Sasaki, flat-footed. Old boy, the Mexican cat he beat up, flat-footed. A lot of flat-footed catches the fights that he looked good in. Am I lying? I know I'm not lying. And it's the boxers, the flea-footed ones, the ones that's gonna give him problems. The same thing I said was gonna give Canelo problems. Flea-footed boxers. Look at their career. Look what they've been fed. People blaming Top Rank. Oh, he's on that Top Rank diet. That don't mean nothing. Now y'all wanna shit on Top Rank because they matchmake and they level you up so you learn. It's up to that boxer to continue on, right? Yeah, it is a business. They're gonna make you look good, but they don't stop you from training. They don't stop you from opening your mouth, want a good fight. Look at Abdullah Mason. What excuses y'all got for Abdullah Mason? Nothing. I watched that boy competition get stepped up, and he gave a hell of a performance, even though I know he's smart enough to, even he said it too. I caught that interview. I think somebody sent it to me after I said it. He made that fight harder. And I knew his father was going to tell him that. He made that fight a lot harder than he needed it to be. It still could have been a dope fight, but it was just, he wanted to fight his style. He beat him at his own style. He said it himself, and he knew he shouldn't have did that. So kudos to Abdullah Mason on that, whatever. But if that's the case, then why Abdullah Mason not getting stepped on? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why it ain't happening to him? And he younger. I tell you why, Jim Rance, he didn't get full of Kool-Aid. He didn't take what people were saying, Sam Noakes, man, he ain't nobody. I'm on here telling everybody, man, y'all crazy if you don't know who Sam Noakes is, man. Sam Noakes is a warrior, bro. He gonna go hard, and he did. You know what I mean? Abdullah Mason Cheney, he this and that third. Go watch how many flush shots Sam Noakes landed on that boy. That's all I'm saying, man. Don't be no hater, bro. Norman lost. Norman's still one of my favorite fighters. Norman should don't take no year off. Get back on the horse. Get back in the ring and chop at the wood and get back. Get back to where you belong, bro. 100%. Get back to where you belong. You got that belt once, you can get it again. And I hope Devin has it so we can get a part two. Because again, who's gonna beat him? Who's gonna beat him right now? They're not gonna fight Conor Ben. Conor Ben will rough it up for him. You know what I mean? Who gonna do it? Don't worry, I'll wait. I don't know. So Greg, I see you down there. He said between the 10th and 11th, his dad told him to go out there and go for broke. Yeah, but I mean, in that corner, that's why I said I didn't want to judge it. But it was a lot of stuff. If I'm being honest, like say the 5-star duo thing, they got their own chemistry and things like that. But for me, hearing it, it sounded crazy, bro. Like I felt like he wasn't giving them no instruction. When he told him, go out there, you see, he ain't gonna counter you. You know, go in and then he get knocked down. I'm like, why would you tell him that? So he's been taking what Norman's giving him the whole fight. All he's banking on is moving and countering. That's it. And then on top of that, he stayed in the fire. He wasn't running. He wasn't. So I don't know if it's a matter of bringing somebody in or whatever the case may be. But if I'm Brian Norman, I want to fight boxers. I don't know where the quickness went on his feet. I don't know where the snappiness of his jab went. Everything you could see coming from my way. Even when he wanted to do a gazelle punch, it was like you could see it coming. He was very hesitant. So like, and the main thing, I don't care what it is. He need to learn, watch Mike Tyson, somebody keep your head off the line. He was eating so many jabs, man. So many jabs. Unnecessary. Learn to use your knees, dip under, make him bend down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but I don't think it's over for him. I think it was a matter of nerves after he got knocked down. Like, oh my God, he do got a punch. So now everything you believed in then went out the window, or everything you was psyched up on, they fed you. Now you see it's a lie. You know what I mean? It just looked like it was a mental thing, man. Once he got up, I know that nose was broke, so I don't know if it was a matter of breathing, but I know his face was totally different. It was totally different. And for a senior not to see that, because he said he looked the same, the whole world saw he didn't look the same. every round he looked at like a ghost. His soul was gone. He looked at like a soulless human being. That's what he looked at like. You get what I'm saying? And it was just weird. So, but for everybody turning on a kid, like that's what get me about boxing. And these imaginary narratives people try to make. Instead of packing the narrative, I want to see them get back to it. I would want to see another. Ain't not right away, but I would like to see them meet back up. Because it's going to take a guy like a Brian Norman to be able to beat a Devin Haney. Again, who's going to do it? That, if you think I'm lying, was that not the same left hook that rattled Ryan? Now, so let's put stuff in perspective here. If Devin Haney had the he was clear-minded, right? I think we all could agree he was on some personal stuff in that ring, bro, because Devin don't fight like that. Devin came to fight. He didn't come to box, and he don't fight. That's why I said it's a difference now. He not from that. He not cut from that cloth, right? So he's a skill master. He's learning a sport skills, right? He's not. It's a difference when you got a guy from the suburbs playing college basketball. He learning a skill and he being the best at his skills. But if you got a guy that played on playgrounds, the blacktop, and all that from the hood, he could take fouls. He know how to move your way, post up. He ain't much you really got to teach you. You just got to, probably his temperament, man. You got to teach him like, hey, man, you can't be throwing bows, or whatever. But if you equate that to boxing, you got one that is primarily got that type of heart and the other one don't. So when you take that kid and tell him to fight, he don't know what to do, bro. We all saw the carnival incident. He don't know what to do. So let's just say if Devin was clear-minded against Ryan and he saw he had rocked Ryan, y'all know what I'm talking about, where Ryan licked his tongue out and started banging his glove. He was rocked. The same punch. He probably could knock Ryan down. So, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a big money fight if Ryan get past, who he fighting? I forgot his name that quick. I forgot his name that quick. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. It'll pop my head. We got to hope he get past him. But it's funny because now he in the same boat that we just looked at Devin in. Devin didn't look good against Ramirez. He showed it look good against Rolly. So now we waiting to see if he clean his stuff up and get that rematch. But who's to say that Devin don't pull it out? Devin come in level-headed and just box. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I dare anybody right now to get on here and tell me that Ryan got all the skills in the world, and I haven't seen that yet. I haven't. If anybody say that Ryan got more skills than Dev, I think something you crazy. You crazy, bro. Now heart, maybe. Heart. Who got more heart? Ryan. Ryan does. But who has the sharper skill set? Devin. You know what I'm saying? And it depends what you are, because I gotta salute Dev. Like we say, he don't turn down no smoke. He getting in the ring with everybody. And the thing is, the more people hate on Dev, they building that character up. One thing that came out stuck out, they brung up him want to be like Mayweather. Well, I tell you this, he's achieving it. He's achieving the level of hate that Mayweather got. Everybody wanted to see him lose. The people that wanted him to lose couldn't talk about his skill set. They just hated him. They just hated his mouth. They hated how cocky he was. They hated that he was a showboat. They hated all of that. That he flexed a lot. That's it. But none of them could bring his skill set up. I'm telling you, y'all walking him into that lane. You got a 3-division champ, undisputed. And then if he can't be beat, then what? You got people saying the same thing about he ain't knocked out nobody since X, Y, and Z. And all that. Same stuff that you say about Mayweather. So he copying Mayweather. He putting y'all in the same mind frame. And it's working, bro. So the more y'all hate it, y'all putting him there. Y'all putting him there without even knowing, bro. Without even knowing. Y'all worry about the wrong dude, bro. I want Devin. I want Brian Norman get back on the horse, start moving more, especially your head. Move your head more. You know, the confidence got to get back there that we saw with before you fought Devin, because that's what everybody want to see. And I'm gonna be real with you. From round one on, I didn't see none of that confidence. I need to see that same type of confidence, bro. 100%, bro. 100%. So that's it. But all the hate he green and that's all reason Dev fought him and shit. Everybody propped him up to be the boogeyman, and we saw his work that he was doing. And said congratulations, he dug himself out the whole top rank, was ready to let him go. And then he come and get his wins, and they was great wins in my book, and it set him up for a major payday. Was he ready for it? Only he would know that. But I can't call him green. If he didn't have no belt, I could probably say that, but I'm not going to say it because he had a belt. And it's funny because people will say, when you got a belt, the training wheel's off, but those same people are saying, oh, he was green. Stop playing, bro. How y'all going to move the sport forward when y'all going in reverse? Y'all reneging. You can't do that. You can't do that. Boxing is the only sports where y'all want to shit on somebody if they lose, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of it's not that you lost, it's how you lost, bro. And he didn't get spanked. It ain't like that. He didn't get dominated. You know, like I said, it was a lot of him clinching, getting it inside, smothering his own punches. He was doing majority of the clinching, things like that. I can't tell how many times he had got Devin on the ropes. I just want him to take that little half step back and go to work because Devin didn't know which way to go. It was tons of things he could have did. He could have did himself. You know what I mean? To pull that fight out. What I'm trying to say is Devin didn't do anything major, right? Other than the surprise of the pop he had, a little bit of pop he has. And I always felt like he had a little bit of pop. But like I said, ain't nobody. I used to always say this about Shakur and Devin. Y'all say they ain't got no pop, but they got something on the end of that punch. Ain't nobody running in on them. It's something there that's making them think about it. Whether it's the speed and it's a stinging, like some people say, like it ain't a hurting. It's just it's a flick, like you don't see it coming. Whatever it is, it's there. And it buys them time to do what they want. But nonetheless, that's what I want to see. I'm not going to sit here and throw Brian Norman in the garbage can because y'all saw him get a loss. But all meanwhile before, y'all congratulating him. Tell me how that worked, bro. How does that work? I'm not understanding that. Now, what I will say is this. It was another thing, though. And this is what I mean, because, see, you could tell how people was raised or where they was from. You know, him and Sean Porter into it, and it was on Twitter. And, I obviously don't like being critiqued. And that come with the territory, man. And I don't understand this thing now where black people are calling each other coons just for anything. Especially young fellas that don't even know what it means, bro. Like, you know how degrading it is for another black person to call another black person a coon, bro. That ain't even what's up, but y'all making like it's a hip style or it's just another curse word or something like that, and that ain't what's up, bro. You know what I mean? You go get critiqued if anything, take that and make you better, or you know what I mean? Because let's be fair, like, I don't know if y'all know what a dark horse is, but Devin's a dark horse. And he's always going to be the dark. Devin, Mayweather, them two for sure was dark horses, bro. It don't matter. They could be undisputed and people will still swear they're not going to win their next fight. So they could be champ and still be underdog. That's the lane they put themselves in, bro. But, and if you in that lane, expect the criticism because it's just your flash. It's the way you move. It's the way you dress. It's everything else that's agitating. It's not the skill set. So they just want to see you lose, bro. Me personally, I don't like it. That's just me though. I rather for him to been a kid with a coke and a smile. You know what I mean? To set itself from everybody else, but that's him, bro. You know what I mean? I know real for fake, bro. Like I said, it's just about where you from, right? If you in your bubble and that's cool, that's cool. But if you take yourself out that bubble with them same gold teeth, diamonds in your mouth, the way you dress, and I put you in a different setting and drop you off, people go look at you as something else that you not. And that's why I have a problem with it. I don't understand why good kids want to resemble something that they're not. Because it is what it is. If you put a basketball uniform on every day and you got a ball in your hand, people going to assume that you play basketball. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing, bro. You wear a doctor, you put a doctor uniform on and go to the hospital, somebody going to assume that you're a doctor. If you got that type of wardrobe on and I put you in the right setting, they're gonna think you're a gangster and you not. So that's my thing about it. You know what I mean? Like, carry yourself a certain way. Ain't nothing wrong with that trying to fit in with the crowd and people saying it's just a style. No, that's not just a style. So like, even I got enough sense for that. You know what I mean? You got to know where you at. I love my St. Louis hats, but I'm not gonna walk around in a certain part of LA with that hat on. Cause I don't rock with them. I don't get down like that. Cause I know where I'm at and I know what it mean there. So it's the same thing. That's my gripe, but it don't make me want to discount him as a person, as a boxer. Like, you gotta know how to separate the two. People just be like, I can't stand him. All the way around. But if he win, like, you can't say, congratulations, this, and the third. Like Casino. My boy Casino was on here. He was, damn, I don't like dude, but shoot, congratulations though, bro. Like, he did his thing. Like, that's how it's supposed to be, bro. But to the people who was responding in the comments and all that stuff, like, he this, he that, the stuff y'all talking about and the stuff I'm talking about ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Ain't got nothing to do with boxing skills. I don't care how many watches he got. I don't care how much money he get. I don't give a damn about none of that. I care about how he perform in that ring. You know what I mean? And like I said, he's just a dark horse. And a lot of people gonna always go against him, bro. There's just something, and that's something he's gonna have to get used to. Right? That's just human nature. You doing something that's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, or they wish they was you, or maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's something you got they want. Who knows? I was taught they gotta love you before they hate you. So they secretly loving you any fucking ways. Because if they keeping up with what you're doing, they love you, man. You know what I'm saying? 100%. So it is what it is. But that critique stuff, man, don't be calling nobody no coon, bro. Come on, bro. That was the lamest thing I ever heard, bro. Like, and not just for him. It's just getting out of hand. That's becoming okay. That term should never be okay. I'm from a different era, I get it. But it's still, bro. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Y'all need to learn to stand on y'all 2 and 10, because that ain't happening. That ain't what's up, bro. You know what I mean? Especially if it's not warranted. Bill Terrence, salute to you, fam. What's going on? He said, what's up, GMT? What do you think about the Paul fight? Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. I knew somebody was going to bring that damn circus up. That's the circus, bro. Where that picture at? Let me get this picture, man. Where is that picture? No, I think I already got it. Hold on. Do I gotta bring this up here before I even. Cause it's just weird, bro. Speaking of the devil, what's up, Cino? What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, what's happening?
Hello, motherfucker.
Nothing. But yeah, I'm trying to find that damn picture because I swore I put the motherfucker up here, but hold on.
No, I don't think he'll lay down. That's what Bill Terrence said.
Who lay down?
He said, "Do you think he'll?" He was asking him.
Okay, this shit right here, bro. All right. Oh, he said, Joshua, do you think he'll lay down, and how much he's getting? Oh, he getting about. They say he gonna get equivalent to what he did when he fought Ruiz. So that was what, 88 million.
Mm.
When he fought Ruiz, that was his highest paycheck, believe it or not. You would think his pay would have went higher than that since then. You know what I mean? But that was his biggest paycheck. And they said it's upwards to that. So, hey, anything upwards to that is a shit. About 20 Brinks trucks.
Yeah.
Shit. I ain't mad at it. But this shit right here, these guys, they know. Even Shakur and them, when they took that fit, they know what they're doing. But, man, it's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. I don't like it. I don't like it because, like, okay, Frank Sanchez is supposed to be fighting Ramirez. What's his name, man? Torres.
No, he supposed to be fighting. He supposed to be fighting the man standing right next to him.
Nah, I just saw they said
Jerry Anderson
that.
and Frank Sanchez is supposed to be fighting, bro.
But they just said that they put him up. They want to put him up against Torres for the vacant belt or interim belt. Fine.
I thought they just said.
Swear. Maybe I got it. Maybe it's a different Sanchez. Hold on. I might be spending some wrong stuff.
They said Jerry Anderson and Frank Sanchez is supposed to be fighting, bro, and they standing right there next to each other, sparring Jake Paul.
If that's it, that don't make no sense, man. And I'm not understanding how you got Coley that's gonna help you. I get he big, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be, but I don't see nothing in this picture that's gonna help you, bro.
No, the problem with the pit is Jerry Anderson and Frank Sanchez is supposed to be fighting each other.
That's crazy, man. I'm gonna look at it because I could have swore I just saw. Why did it say images, bro? I didn't do that. Stop playing. Okay. All right, let's go. Where was we? Where was that for that?
This nigga Jake Paul looks small as hell.
He is small. That nigga is small for heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? You know the big old dudes there. All right, where is it at? Where was I just seeing that at? Richard Torres, right? That's his name. Richard Torres. Maybe I should just type it in instead of scrolling. Because I swear I was just okay. Torres gets IBF eliminated against Sanchez. Yeah, I know I went crazy.
It's Torres.
Right here. Torres Jr.
So
I swear right now I can put it on the screen.
So Jerry
right
Anderson ain't doing it.
Hold on, I'm looking to see what Sanchez. It just say Sanchez. Hold on. Yeah. Sanchez. Yeah, that's Frank Sanchez. Yeah, bro. 25 and 18 KOs, bro.
So what they was talking about with Jerry Anderson, they just was talking about Jerry Anderson was supposed to fight.
They probably trying to get him to do it because, I mean, it ain't set yet. You get what I'm saying? They've been offered to fight. He was offered to fight. It don't mean it's going to happen. You get what I'm saying? And see, it could be either or because Jerry's still with Top Rank and Torres with Top Rank. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a matter of who they really want to put in the ring though. But yeah, I knew it was for IBF eliminator. It was eliminator.
See, I had never heard that.
Yeah, I had just read it today.
That shit don't run no
But I mean,
other than that, Jake Paul looks small as hell. I mean,
yeah.
And those dudes are small as hell compared to AJ.
Bell Terrence, I'm going with AJ. Man, I'll be down he win. If Jake Paul win, bro, man, y'all might say, welcome to the circus, bro. Welcome to the circus, bro. You ain't gonna never live that down. And then you gonna have a trove of heavyweights that's gonna avenge that because they're gonna get a big ass bag out of it. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like everybody gonna
Jake Paul show for real.
For real. Everybody gonna want to fight Jake Paul, bro. Yeah. And then you could definitely say the hell with the rankings. You could say the hell with all that shit. You get what I mean?
And then shit like on some real shit, you got man, bro. That means Tank, but that nigga Tank was in real danger.
Man, look.
If the nigga Jake Paul beat AJ, that means Tank was in real danger.
I think I'm gonna be real with you. Damn, I'm out. This shit won't go down. My bad. I'm trying to get this shit off the screen. But yeah, Tank was gonna be in danger. But if here's the thing though, I would rather see the Tank shit than this because at least the Tank shit I knew what it was, right? If Tank would have lost, so what? He was a smaller dude, so I don't care. You get what I'm saying? And it was supposed to be exhibition. Fine. This shit a legit fight, a 8-rounder. Let AJ go in here and lose to this dude. This come with serious repercussions. It got so much serious repercussions that that Eddie told AJ. Now I read this too. Hey man, if you lose to this dude, me you might as well retire.
Yeah.
Straight told AJ, bro, you lose this shit, we're done. We're toast, bro. Meaning my daddy gonna fire me and they ain't gonna give you no more fight. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way we can lose this, bro. We got a lot riding on this. Mark, what's happening? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hello, motherfucker.
So I'm hey, he better get his sleep, wake up bright-eyed bushy tail, eat his fucking Wheaties and a can of spinach and get in there and knock that dude out in 2.5 seconds. I don't care if Jake Paul got his gloves up, you punch the shit out them motherfucker. You understand me? I don't care. You do what the hell you gotta do. You need go in there like the Hulk, puny man getting on my nerves. Yeah, going like that. Show his ass, bro, because, and it's crazy because the more I talk like this, the more it seems like I'm worried. And yes, I am. I am, bro. Because little dudes seem to be the ones that give him the problems. Ruiz gave him the problems. Usyk gave him the problems. Not once, but fucking twice. The big dudes seem like they don't give him much problems. You know what I'm saying? Even though we did see him get did up by old boy, but like, you know what I mean?
No.
It's not as often as the little guys.
Oh, you talking Dubois?
Dubois, yeah.
But Dubois ain't no big guy.
All I'm saying is,
he's more athletic. He an athletic guy.
yeah, but I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah.
After doing the research, the boy got a puncher's chance, a legit puncher's chance. Let him be in there working on overhands and actually moving his feet and got the big man chasing him around. And you know what I mean? Man, look, this shit might end up looking like a fucking fight. You know what I mean? It might end up looking like a straight up banger. And AJ can't let that happen, bro. AJ can't let that happen, bro. No, it's much, man. Everybody finna bet on AJ. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit, I mean,
the world will lose. Bookie's gonna make so much money if that boy win. Shit.
There ain't nobody. Man, that nigga ain't. That nigga not finna beat AJ, bro. I ain't gonna, bro. I really not worried about it.
Look, man.
Hey, you making me worry about it.
I'm telling you, years of watching AJ, and I have been telling her he's a mental fuck, and then it finally showed, and everybody's like, "Slick, you right." It's not that he can't take a hit. It's not that. It's like if he feels like you did something to him, he can't get his get back. You see a change in him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You see a change in him, and then you see when he do come get his get back, he go through extremes. Like that tell you where his mind be at. Like, okay, go back and watch Ruiz 2. This dude lost so much weight, grew an afro, looked like he went in the jungle and trained for a whole year. He lost. I'm talking about AJ ain't never been that skinny, bro. He believed like he had to lose all this weight and all this stuff to be Ruiz. You understand what I'm saying? To tell you like how his mind is like, and I can relate, like an overthinker is a motherfucker. I be overthinking like that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you mind fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, yeah, bro. I ain't saying don't misconstrue. I don't see the skills in Jake Paul yet. He is a boxer, but AJ, we all know what this fight is for. This is to get you on a horse, get that hype back behind you, so we can see what's that, Tyson Fury? That's what Tyson Fury getting geared for. But we saw Tyson Fury get knocked down by Ngannou, remember?
DJ got a point when he say that, but I still feel like AJ finna go in there and just knock his ass out. But he said Netflix ain't paying big money to show a fight that only goes 1 or 2. Sanctioning the fight doesn't fool me. I get what he's saying. That do make sense, but then when I just thought about it again, it don't, because like they can't tell a nigga. Well, they can tell a nigga that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Because when I was boxing, I had a promoter tell me, like, they be telling niggas that shit, but I don't know about at that big top level like that. I mean, even though Jake Paul ain't top level.
Throw a
Not even
fight?
throw a fight, but just like carry somebody.
Oh yeah,
Like they'll
yeah,
tell
yeah,
you to carry somebody and
yeah,
shit. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, 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 yeah. I know all about that. But no, not in this fight. But what's up, DJ man? I see you. But but yeah. So
Hello,
like
motherfucker.
at the end of the day, Bill Terrence said, "Guys, we want Jake Paul to fight a real fighter now. We complain. I don't get it. I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining shit about Jake Paul. I'm strictly talking about AJ. That's the thing. That's what you missing. I ain't sitting here talking about, oh, look at Jake Paul. He cherry picking AJ. No, no. I'm saying if he wins, you know where boxing finna head at that point. The heavyweights finna head at that point. Everybody gonna have an excuse now to go fight Jake Paul and get that fucking bag. You can say niggas ain't gonna care about certain motherfuckers ain't gonna care about belts. Like for instance, say AJ lose, right? Now we want Gilberto to get past his fight in February, I think it is, or whenever it is, so we can see him fight Jao Patel. Benavidez, right? Right? Let's say he beats AJ and he said, Gilberto, I want you. You think Gilberto ain't gonna say fuck Benavidez? You think he not?
Shit.
Hell yeah, he is. That's a big ass fucking bag. And guess what? I couldn't be mad.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like seriously, bro. Like this will derail other shit. I'm not talking about like I'm mad that he fighting AJ. Hell no, I'm not mad he fighting. I'm talking about AJ just need to go out there and do his job. That's not complaining about Jake Paul fighting a real fighter. I
But the thing
congratulate him.
about it is,
I
bro,
think he
if Jake
crazy for
Paul,
trying him.
but if Jake Paul can beat AJ, bro, that nigga probably can beat David Benavidez. But that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so fucked up.
Now
Like,
y'all heard what Casino just said. Now y'all just heard what Casino. That's the type of shit that's gonna come along with that type of shit. I ain't gonna want to
but
hear
what
it.
I'm
I ain't
saying
gonna want to hear
is, but
it.
what I'm saying is, nigga not finna goddamn beat this nigga. But I'm just saying, if this nigga can beat AJ, he can beat David Benavidez.
You can't rule it out, can you?
Bro, that
See,
nigga can beat. Bro, if you can beat AJ, you can beat anybody.
that's what I'm saying. You can't at that point. Then you can't rule it out. You know what
Yeah,
I
like you
mean?
got, he can't go back to no fighting nobody no more ever again. Like that nigga's in the rankings, nigga. Like that nigga needs to be like Usyk's mandatory, nigga. Like if that nigga got
If this dude pull this shit out, bro,
this nigga gotta be Usyk mandatory, man.
boy, he'll be talking about for the ages. YouTube boxer comes out of nowhere and shows that boxers
Bro,
X,
this
Y, and
should be like
Z.
the greatest
And
story
then
ever told.
man, I swear, bro, you
Bro,
got
I have to
fucking
like I be hating, bro.
you got
For real. I be
combat
like,
warriors. You got
I be
combat
like this
warriors
shit
out of
fake.
UFC that can't accomplish this shit. And
I call it
he
fake.
do, man, that should be wild in them. That's what
I
everybody gonna
still
be like,
be
hell
talking.
no. Bro,
Yeah,
AJ lose, they gonna be like he took a dive, bro. I swear I
yeah,
know
that's all
everybody
I'm
gonna
be
say
on,
that
bro.
shit.
That's all I'm be on.
Everybody gonna
Niggas ain't
say
gonna
that
respect
shit.
that shit at all. Nobody gonna respect that shit.
I'm gonna say it is what it is. That's
Yeah,
how
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
think that
call it. I'm gonna
shit
say
fake.
it is what it
I
is,
think that
bro.
shit fake, bro.
Because until I see how it look, if he legit win that shit gonna be wild in the motherfucker. Ain't no way in hell. And the thing is, ain't no rhyme or reason. If Jake Paul lose, it don't fucking matter to him. He a novice. You know what I'm saying? He a novice, so it ain't gonna hurt his career one way or another. If anything, just it look good on his resume that he fought at AJ. But if AJ lose, that's bad on him and bad on
Yeah.
boxing.
He really bad. He down bad. And he was an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he gonna be
That
looking bad.
that shit off the chain. He said if Jake Paul beats AJ, that's crazy. There's no way. Hey man, ain't no such thing as ain't no way. They said same thing about Andy Ruiz. Did you know what the fuck Andy Ruiz was? No. No. This little fat chubby dude ain't finna know. He ain't finna beat no AJ. You see how big AJ is? Man, that little tubby motherfucker ain't finna. You know all the shit I heard? All the shit I heard about Andy Ruiz, and I'm on here like y'all don't remember Andy Ruiz on that video. Said the two fighters I want to fight is AJ and Deontay Wilder, and it was like, why you want to fight? He said, because I know I could beat him. If you look at AJ, as soon as you land a punch on him, he get discouraged. And he said, if you get past that big right hand from Deontay, He can't take a punch. He called that shit, bro. And that was 5 years prior to the fight of AJ. But when the fight got made, man, who was Andy Ruiz? Man, that dude ain't nothing. Man, get the fuck out of here. Sounded just like you, Bell Terrence. And then everybody was shocked. The world was shocked. And a star was born. First heavyweight, undisputed, was he unified heavyweight or something? He made history that night, dog. He made history at that night. If you remember, for Andy Ruiz, they were slated Chris Arreola to be that guy to make history. And ended up being the unknown Mexican to make history. So all that shit, there's no way. Shit. Bullshit. Like that little white boy say on that meme, bullshit. I swear to God, you can say that. It depends how AJ is that night.
Man, that shit, bro. Man, AJ not losing to Jake Paul.
Salute, Cool Breeze. He said first Mexican heavyweight. Thank you, Cool Breeze. What's up with you, man?
Hello, motherfucker.
But yeah, no, on everything. Yeah, first Mexican heavyweight champion. Facts. Yeah, he made history that night. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not for the shit to say, I'm not for the shit to say what is and what ain't gonna happen. I done seen some weird shit in boxing. Like, how the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like there'd been no way.
That's what I'm saying, Bill. I'm saying the same thing, Bill Terrence.
I see him. He said, GMT, no disrespect, bro. But there's no way that Paul beats AJ unless it's fixed. Hey, that's what everybody gonna be screaming. But guess what? On paper, guess what it's gonna be? It could be fixed. I don't want it to be none of that. That's my point, because it's gonna shift. Everything in the heavyweight division gonna shift. You gonna get this nigga talking about Tyson. You was gonna fight him. Fight me next. Gilberto, you won't know this. Nigga, the check gonna be astronomical at that point. He telling Netflix, man, I could possibly get Tyson Fury now. I can get Gilberto over here. I can get... Man, bruh. Come on, man. And me being me, I'm not gonna want to see that. Man, come on, bruh. Like, I'm not gonna want to see that. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Can't nobody deny that. They gonna go where the money at. Everybody in that photo, I know he paying them well. I know he is. Ain't no way. Like, for what? For what? And I know it's like I'm asking them turning back on Jake Paul and shit like that, and they just getting work, but I don't know. He got a mouthpiece on him, bro. To get these guys to say, okay, Jake, I got you, bro. Like, what? Like, do you know the consequences of this? Cole, you want to fight AJ? Guess what? You ain't getting it. Frank Sanchez, you want an opportunity to fight AJ? Guess what? You ain't getting it. You probably gonna get another decent fight, Anderson. Just because of this shit. Everybody in this picture was the ops. This is why you don't show sparring. This is why you don't talk about who you was sparring. This is why you don't show none of this shit. But Jake Paul probably was like, man, let's take a cool picture, bro. Let's do this, man, shit. But he doing this to try to inflict some type of intimidation. Like, yeah, I'm getting ready for this shit. I'm taking this shit serious. Man, stop playing, bro. Stop playing.
When is this shit?
Huh?
When is this shit?
December. And then on,
what?
I don't know. I hope it don't land on the weekend of my baby cheer competition. That's what I'm hoping it don't. But I'll look it up though. But that's what I'm saying. These guys, X them out. They'll never get a fight with AJ. Coley, sit your ass down. Sanchez, guess what? Sit your ass down. Anderson, you probably was never gonna get it any fucking ways, but now they just gonna be like, you ain't getting shit. Y'all playing yourself, bro. This shit should, I'd have been like, nah, you ain't take no photos, dude. None of that shit, bro. Pay me. But yeah, we ain't doing that. The not Bell Terrence said the 19th.
Oh, okay. 19.
That's a Friday. They gotta be a Friday. That's when Netflix do their shit. But yeah, so I really ain't got nothing to say about it. And I don't got nothing bad to say about it. It's just that if he lose, I'm right with Eddie. Eddie, pack it up.
I'm not
Pack it up.
expecting. I'm just not expecting Jake Paul to win.
If it,
That's
let me
all.
tell you something.
Right.
If yo fucking man, that gotta be a major mind fuck for your manager to come to you and tell you, if we lose, boy, you might as well retire. And he said we might as well retire. If your manager, that's he telling you he worried. So I can't
Because
be
the
too
fact that
much
he called
off.
him out.
Right. I can't be too much off
But I
of
don't think
worrying
they're really
about this
worried.
shit.
I think they're more worried about like what is at stake, not about the fight. Because they like it's like one of the things that fuck your head up. It's like like
Bro,
why does he have the balls to call me out? Like
bro,
it's one of them
bro.
things where it's like, but why me? Like why you want to fight me? You see what I'm saying? Like
Man, I don't know, bro.
it's one of them things like 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 when niggas be like when you first go to prison and shit and you gotta
Casino.
go listen, it's like when you first go to prison, you go in the yard and you gotta go you pick out the biggest nigga and that's the nigga you just swing on the nigga, just sneak him and you got you feel me? It's like that
Casino.
nigga trying to do that shit.
If you know I work on cars and I leave my car with you, say I get back to you in a week, I trust you because I know my car gonna be good, right?
Right.
Now I'm not gonna tell you, Casino. I'm finna let you work on my car. My shit better come back good. If not, I'm fucked. I'm not finna tell you that because if I gotta tell you that, I'm not gonna give you my goddamn car. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. If as a manager gotta tell his fighter, if you lose this shit, we gonna have to retire, bro. You worried. Cause you right. What's coming with it? It's unforgivable. You get what I'm saying? It's unforgivable, bro, at that point, bro. You look like you're gonna become the laughing stock of boxing at that point, bro. I don't give a fuck what championships you won. You lost to Jake Paul. That's what's gonna come with it. I think that'll be the first time we see Eddie going to hiding. We ain't gonna see Eddie for a while, bro. We
Yeah.
finally gonna see another representation of of Matchroom talking. That dude gonna take a he gonna go get Sky and let's go on vacation, baby. we gonna go on, we finna go to Bali. Let's go to Bali for a year.
They gonna have Freddie Hearn.
No, you're right. We gonna see we gonna see we gonna see
Well,
another
going
Hearn.
on, shout out, man, on the alternate, man. Freddie Hearn, man, you know what I'm saying? Got the fight coming up.
Right.
Eddie be back, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold it down, man.
I promise we're gonna see a whole nother Hearn, bro. A whole nother Hearn, bro. Pop up out the woodworks for a long time. Eddie gonna be gone, bro.
And he gonna come back all gray. Like, I mean, he got gray, but he gonna be all gray. Like, he gonna wrinkled up.
Stressed out than a
Stressed
motherfucker.
out.
He gonna be stressed out and they gonna be on the next Just For Me fucking beard commercial, goddamn. I mean, what's that shit called? The beard dye shit?
Uh,
Just For Men. He gonna be on next Just For Men commercial. That's what it is. What's up, Deej?
You blokes are nuts. How are you?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
So I wanted to be on something off you, both of you, all right?
Uh,
And the chat, obviously, they're listening. Here's what I think I know, right? And then I'm gonna ask you some questions, right?
Yeah.
Because they're the questions I'm asking myself. I'm not coming up to make any grand statements or make any accusations about scripts or any of those sorts of things. But there's a couple of red flags in here that makes me reserved about what this fight's going to be on the night, which would be the better way to do it. So much so that I don't think that they should even allow, if there's hidden conditions, and I say if, they shouldn't allow betting, right? Because if the punters don't know what the hidden conditions are, if there are some, right, then I don't think that's a fair bet. So I'll agree with one of our friends that I was talking to during the week. Look, Jake Paul, for all intensive purposes, puts in the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
He definitely does put in the work in a training camp prior to these fights, exhibitions, what have you, right? Good on him. To sanction any fight anywhere, right, other than world title fights, well, I suppose they count. Is there a fee involved? Do you need to pay that sanctioning body a fee for them sanctioning that fight under their banner?
Well, it's not for a belt. It's the state they fighting in sanction it. So I'm pretty sure they're getting a fee for they getting paid to sanction it. You know what I'm saying? But
There you go, right? So hold that thought. If you're going to see a card that's going to do round figures, $100 million, wouldn't you want to get in on it and put your name on it so that you get some of that money too? All right. Now, 8 rounds, as I understand. Is that true? 8 rounds they're
yeah,
going to fight for?
8 rounds, and I think they capping AJ at 250.
245.
Is it 245? Yeah,
Yeah.
245.
So there's been some rumours or suggestions circulating that was one of the stipulations, that AJ couldn't be at his big best. He had to have some level of handicap or challenge, right? So 245 he's limited to, right?
Uh-huh.
Netflix would have been ready to fork out big dollars when Tank and the name and the eyes that brings was going to fight Jake Paul, right? That falls through. I don't know if we're ever going to know the truth behind that, right? Whether it
Right.
was Tank's personal domestic stuff or Jake not being able to make weight or God knows what, right? There's all sorts of stuff behind the scenes, little whispers that are getting spoken. Anyway, that's in the rear vision mirror. So what's MVP got to do? They've got to replace and find a name that's as equally big or close to as Tank. So they tick that box with AJ, right? They wouldn't
Right.
tick that box with Zerto. Zerto's not the big name that AJ and Tank is. So there was only so many names that were actually going to fit the bill for that Netflix check that they were willing to
Right.
fork out, right? AJ fits that bill. Now, if you're going to pay so much money, right, and you can't be completely reliant on the undercard, there's not a Serrano Taylor too. There's still probably some interesting fights under there, but if all of you're doubling down on the main event, if there is any influence that Netflix could have on the event, would be that make sure it goes more than 1 or 2 rounds. Now, you can't do that in the heavyweight division full stop, or any real boxing match full stop, because it can be over in round 1 if someone lands something hard, right, and clean.
Right. Right.
So how do you protect your investment and make sure it goes more than 2? These are just the questions I'm asking myself, right? I'm not making any accusations on MVP or Netflix. I'm just looking at the information that is presented in front of me. And all I end up doing is going, I have more questions than answers. So how do I feel about the legitimacy of this fight?
Yeah. I mean, I got one thing. I think AJ was the prize all along because AJ didn't know if he was gonna fight this shit. That's what I think, and I think Tank was the filler. That's what I really believe. But that's just me. But I do agree it had to be somebody big either way to fill that spot. But
Well, it's just the perception to the fans. Oh shit, we get to see Tank fight, right? Maybe for the last time. I'm
Right.
all in on that, right?
Right.
And then not only do you don't get Tank, is the whole thing flops, right? The
Right.
whole card's gone.
Right.
So how do you build that excitement all over again? You got to have a big name in there, right? You just got to.
Yep.
So how do you make that work?
Yeah. You get an AJ in there, but
'Cause
still, the only
I'm-
people ain't everybody not back on that card, is they? Because I ain't
they
check on.
dropped
No, I don't think
PBC
so.
off. They dropped the PBC fighters off it because
Yeah.
they would have been on condition with Tank and PBC,
Yeah.
right? So they've dropped off it,
Right.
and they've added another female The name's escaping me. There's another female fight.
Amanda Serrano and
No.
Alicia
They
Baumgartner.
fighting
Alicia
Amanda fight.
Baumgartner.
Yeah, Bumgarner's on there. I know that. And old girl, they was on there initially already.
Well, our Aussie girl's on there, so if I
Yeah,
don't watch any of the card, I'll just be watching that, depending on what I'm doing that day.
Shit, I'm
But
watching the whole thing.
man, I'm gonna
Like, you
watch the
got-
whole thing. But I'm usually there's a fight on there that catch my eye, and that's one thing right there because that ain't the fight that's gonna get me to watch really be into that card. And you're right, the PBC stuff is what was really having me on there. Was really gonna have me watching.
Well, the good news is I think that Gary Antoine Russell's found himself a spot on the PBC card early next year.
Oh, for
That
real?
shit crazy.
Yeah.
Who?
Huh?
Who is he fighting?
Probably the same guy. I'll have to go back and check, but I did see or hear along the way that he was going to get an opportunity on the PBC card early next year.
I hope so. That's one
What's
kid
that?
I want to stay. I hope he has the fight lined up because I want him to stay active.
Well, we want to see whether his last performance was just a flash in the pan.
Right.
What else was we going to say? Oh, and I've got to assume that Netflix will have had to pay out the zone because Anthony is contracted to the zone.
Yeah.
Plus, he also owns a percentage in it. So,
Yeah.
Netflix would have, or MVP would have had to pay the zone to release Anthony Joshua, and then give him the prize money on top of that, which is what, 50 odd million pound,
Yeah.
not US dollars, pound.
Yeah. Yeah. They paying. Oh, they definitely paying what they weigh. Eddie wouldn't even scoff at it if they weren't gonna pay what they weigh. Cause for what reason? You asked my fighter to go backwards to fight an 8-rounder, and on top of that, fight a novice that could take a chance potentially lose. Like it's gonna definitely pay out. That's a fight you definitely finna pay me. What did you have to go backwards for?
Yeah, look, I think that I'm kind of the opinion that AJ might have only really, either privately or in his own mind, figured that he's only got 1 or 2 fights left anyway. So why not take the opportunity to cash out? Because really, all we're hearing is Eddie Hearn still begging, borrowing, pleading, wishing, dealing, negotiating the big fight that the English fans want, Fury and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
No one else in the world is really calling for it because the guys are past their best, both of them.
Yeah.
So
once they get announced, though, how it works over this way, once they get announced, people will get behind it.
Oh, look, shit. I mean,
because he could do that if he beat, he got 2 good fights that people will watch. If he get by Tyson Fury, then he announced they fighting Deontay Wilder, and then he can hang the gloves up. He'll be in touch with every major heavyweight in the heavyweight division at that point.
Yeah, as long as his health holds up, you can only pull yourself up off the canvas by your face.
Right, bro.
No, I think
you
we
had to
need
do
to
it like that, bro.
Well, look, I think as fans we forget like just how important your brain is to everything, right? Nothing works without your brain.
Right.
So if your brain's just going to get shook around like it's been in a aircraft accident called boxing, there's only so many times your doctor's going to say it's fucking healthy for you, right?
Hey, man.
Man, I don't think J Paul health gonna be okay after this.
Not getting hit by that dude, it better not be.
He
I
better
don't see
just stay
how.
down.
But we gonna be able
stay.
to know if it's a carried fight, man. Hey, they come out here pity patting. Oh my God.
Man, he better stay down.
I'm gonna be the first to say it. Like, this is bullshit. I would tell y'all this is bullshit.
Yeah, and that's going to be the problem, right? And like Bella Terrence was saying, I'm not mad that Jake Paul's picked a real fighter. I'm just saying that don't make me feel like you're telling me a dog is a cat just because you want me to believe it's a cat.
Right.
It's always a dog. right? So just
Right.
don't give me the fight on misleading information. That's all.
Facts. Facts. Yep.
Um,
I understand why it's an 8-rounder. I understand that part, but my thing is, I just don't get why they entertained it other than the money. And all one thing I've learned in life, all money ain't good money for sure.
yeah, I'm not sure I'm as confident as you are, Slick, about just sending the heavyweight division into turmoil. If
Well, the
Jake
way it's
Paul
running,
wins.
think about it. The way it's been running, right? Other than the new guys, okay? I'm not counting the new guys, right? But other than the new guys, all
Well, hang on.
the other
Who
guys,
you calling you guys? Like
like
Wardley
the
and Allen, or
Thomas, Worley, and
right?
all them,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Abbott, Caballero, them guys, right? You they're not gonna necessarily be like, okay, I'm gonna run over there. But the other guys have been kind of spent from cruiserweight to heavyweight. They can make good matches for the younger guys. Like I said, we want to see Gilberto Ramirez against Benavidez or Jao Batai. Well, guess who he's about to call out a bunch of shit. They're gonna run and get that check. If AJ lose, they're gonna run and get that check because now they know it's there. Because it's all about the network. So at that essence, if he beats AJ, now he beats AJ, he can tell Netflix, man, I might get Tyson Fury, or I might be able to get this guy. I might be able to get this guy. Because now he's hot shit. You know what I mean? And that's the part that I worry about. I'm not worried about, if he fought because he fighting a real fighter. I want him to fight a real fighter. And I think he's crazy for picking AJ. But at the same time, he didn't pick him for no reason.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Slick. If you're not getting paid with a company, all right?
Yeah.
And another company offers you a job, all right? You're probably going to go to that other company and get paid, right?
Yeah.
The alternative risk to the heavyweight division that you're talking about is it takes forever for those new guys to get a shot at those guys, right? And it just becomes stalled out.
Right. Because there's nobody
And-
solidify themselves by. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you want to see the torch passed in some
Right.
sort of fashion. I get that, right?
right.
But in some respects, I'd rather the torch not be actually passed if it's going to take 10 years for the torch to be passed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're arguing about money and who's next up and this, that, and whatever else. Because to be honest, the heavyweight division needed some new blood in there because we've seen everyone against everyone twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I wasn't mad at that. I wasn't mad at that at all. Only 2 heavyweight fights left is including AJ, and that's AJ Fury and AJ Deontay. Like I said, like AJ's the one that fought them all. You know what I'm saying?
Did I kick Casino off? Don't let
No.
me steal your role, Casino. I just come up for a quick chat.
No, I think he was talking to somebody. I think he had to. Somebody was in the background.
Now, I won't name names,
Uh-huh.
but earlier today, there was a very robust conversation through my
About what?
phone
Okay.
about Zerto, Benavidez, Turkey, Tjtp. Right?
Yeah.
Every which way that they can work here. Right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've caught some of the comments that Zerto made after Jai called him a duck.
No.
Zerto came out basically, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact words, but basically said that nobody's heard of Jai, you haven't beat anyone, you're a nobody,
What?
and you complaining in your interviews reminds me of my ex-girlfriends.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Now, who wants the Zerto Benavidez fight?
Nobody.
Well, that's a lie.
Who won it?
Obviously, Turkey wants it because
I
he'd already
mean,
made.
I mean,
He'd already,
yeah. But
right?
I mean, the people don't. I mean, they just doing that because Mexican Independence Day. But
So I was doubling down on Zerto a little bit, right? Going, man, you've got to fight someone in your own division. You can't be pulling people up, this, that, and whatever else. And then it was accurately pointed out to me and said, look, DJ, it's a little bit like this. You can't blame Zerto because if you're expecting Turkey to write the check for Zerto and Jai, he would have wrote that check, but instead he's written the check for Benavidez and Zerto. That's the one he wants first.
I mean, yeah, because he got Benavidez on contract, bro. But
man, shout out Al Heyman. He sent his 1980 Corolla over to Riyadh season, and it's going to come back looking like a 2026 Lamborghini.
Bentley. Yeah, for real. No lie. And that's what it's about. He trying to keep Benavidez, for one, he trying to keep him satisfied, for one, because we know that Benavidez truly wants a big dog. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame him. He's a kid that's been trying to really solidify himself for years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that. But when when you picking from another division to do what they got to do, like that's I have at it, because now you're taking fights from another fighter. So what is he supposed to do? When is Ja gonna get his just due, so to speak, his time to solidify himself? It's like they're gonna force him to go up.
Look, hang on a minute. You got to remember, it's not about Zerto; it's about the title Zerto's got. So if Benavidez does go ahead and beat Zerto, Jai will want to fight Benavidez for those titles, right? And that's pretty much what Jai's been saying for the last 2 years, right? He says it's not the person, it's the title, right? So if the person changes with that title, then I'll want to fight them.
Now,
right?
look at the strategy though. You stalling a person out. We can both agree who's the most dangerous opponent between the two, Zerto or Jai?
For who? Each other?
No, for Benavidez. If that was the case, and you want to fight the guy, it ain't Ramirez. But
the most exciting fight is definitely Benavidez and Jai. That'll be all action. Someone's getting knocked out, right?
So you stall him out. You stalling him out. You're stalling him out, bro. Because it could, in retrospect, instead of him saying that shit, right? Instead of Gilberto Ramirez taking this fucking whatever fight you want to call this before the Benavidez fight, why the fuck he ain't fighting Jai? And then Benavidez get the fucking winner. Because Benavidez, quote unquote, the big dog, right? So you the big dog. Why them two ain't fighting it?
I think that story was already told regardless of whether Zerto fights Benavidez or Jai, because Zerto was coming off the surgery. So he wanted a bit of a tune-up prior to actually going in there with a name. Look, here's the thing, right? Jai and Zerto is one fight out of 20 that we wish we could have had and we never got.
Right.
If that's actually how it ends up panning out. Now, I'm wondering whether in the background, because Jai's about to have a fight and Badu Jack's about to defend his title,
right,
that maybe it's for all the belts if Jai gets a crack at the winner of the Badu Jack fight for the other belt. So Jai comes in with 2 and the Ring magazine, and then he fights the winner of Benavidez and Zerto for the other 2.
I hope it's that way, but Badu Jack had his chance to fight him too. I don't think they want to fight him.
Here's what's on. I just want to be careful, well, me personally, not you. I'm not speaking for anyone else, just myself. What I am not confident about, because I haven't looked, I'm not confident that Jai and his manager have actually put in the paperwork. Right? Because things can change when you put in the paperwork, right?
Yeah.
Then the sanctioning bodies start to flex their muscle.
Yeah.
Go, right. Either you take this fight, this unification or this mandatory, or you get stripped.
Yeah.
And they can't do that unless you put in your paperwork.
Well, that's actually true. That's 100% true. That's true. I didn't think about that.
And it's okay if everyone wants to get onto interviews and blow up and call people out and I'm next up or I was the mandatory. If you don't put in your paperwork, it doesn't count for shit. You may as well be a nobody.
Now, that's true. You're right. Who was that? I used to be who was doing that shit. Rob came right in time. Somebody else who wasn't putting their paperwork in and kept talking that shit. Rob, you came up right on time, man. What's good with you, bro?
What's good, man? What's up, DJ?
Hello, motherfucker.
Leave me alone, Rob. You've already broken me once today.
What's up, Slick? What you got, man?
Man, what's up? Who was that was talking all that shit and never put their fucking paperwork in, but was talking mad shit? I can't remember that.
That's so fucking many.
It was motherfucker. But
I can start. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it was like recent, but not too recent. But they was like, yeah, I want to fight this motherfucker. He ducking me, but never put. Oh, I tell you who. His name was Benavidez. Benavidez had never. He didn't put his paperwork. Remember, his dad said that shit. He can do what he want. That don't fucking matter. If he want to fight us, he can fight us. They never had,
for Canelo.
Nah, yeah, for Canelo. Yeah, I was being sarcastic the whole time, bro. But yeah.
Well, no, I was about to say Virgil Ortiz. He don't put his paperwork in for Fundora yet.
That too. But yeah. Benavidez did play that same game, man. He won't fight me. He won't do this. Gonna find out he had never put his fucking paperwork in.
That's real. That's some real shit.
Oh,
but go.
I just said that to agree with DJ, because DJ he made an interesting point. Jack could be saying all this shit and hadn't and possibly not even had put his paperwork in.
Like I say, I ain't calling. I'm gonna wait. I ain't calling the disturb the conversation you and DJ had. I'm gonna let DJ finish cooking because you know I'm coming with bullshit when I come. So go ahead, DJ. Finish it off.
I think I was pretty much done anyway. I was actually waiting hoping Casino would come back up. Look, I just wanted to make a touch on a couple of points that Slick and Casino in the chat were talking about, Rob. I didn't have a plane to land, so to speak.
Well, DJ, can I ask you a question? Did you do the homework I asked you to do in watching this particular movie when I was saying it equated to the Brian Norman, Devin Haney fight? Did you watch that movie yet?
No, I did not.
What movie was that?
Okay.
ATL? ATL or something?
You talking about Friday?
I wish I had Casino, help me out, bro. I need an ATL accent, dog. I need an ATL accent.
That shit was like Friday.
No, I know it was like Friday too, but you remember when Devin did the face-off with Brian Norman? And Slick can help us out too. When he was like, "You not on my level. You never did no pay-per-views yet. You just don't understand what you about to get into."
Yeah.
I'm bringing y'all back to ATL when Big Boy pull up in the truck and your boy was outside in that white T-shirt with that chocolate milk. What he said, "What up there? What up there, that boy?" Said, bro, if that was Devin in that truck, he said, "You remember what I told you, huh? Hey, Slick, you remember what he told him, huh?"
Yeah.
What he said?
Yeah.
What he said?
About the money, he said, when you threw the money, he said, you like, I love like
What
money.
about the money? Devin told Brian, "You know what I told you. You know what I told you. You know what I told you, huh?" You say, yeah, Devin. You say it was grown man business, boy.
You right. Then he threw the money. He said, "Boy, you lucky I like money."
That shit was crazy.
Man, look, bro.
It's experience, bro.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think I'm gonna be real with you. It wasn't even that, bro. Like, that's why I started the show off with that shit, man. A lot of people calling, making excuses and flip flopping and all that shit, man. I don't see it that way. And people are like making Devin seem like he got to take I'm still waiting to see Dev get back to him. This is Dev, bro. Dev has moved forward. Dev has done things. If you watch his old fights and watch this fight, you see that he improved. The thing was, he shook his nerves off at the knockdown. The knockdown gave him his confidence back. But
I'm about to tell y'all something. What? And not to cut you, I'm sorry. Look, I saw a replay on the fight that got it going on the internet, like in slow mo. You know, in the first round, Brian Norman Jr. caught that ball with a left flush.
Yeah, he caught him with more than one left flush. I watched the fight 3 times, Rob. That wasn't the deal. The deal was, I'm gonna tell you what the tide turned. The tide turned in the second round. Even though if you go back and watch, now this homework for y'all. Devin was on happy feet the first round, right? Go look at his hands. The feints he was throwing. Brian Norman was so anxious. He showed his whole hand. He showed his whole hand. He came out that second round, did the same feints, and he bit on them motherfuckers. He knew what he was gonna do. He knew, bro. It was like that. He was so anxious and was so tied up to the point where, like, he really believed that boy didn't have no punch. Okay. He really believed it. He really believed the hype, bro, on everything I love. I swear to God. Go back and look at the first round when he's on happy feet moving around. But don't pay attention to his feet. Pay attention to his hands. He's still working. He working while he nervous, but he working. And that motherfucker Brian don't get ready to launch, and he renege on it. And then he faint again. And everything that he bit on, he reneged on that motherfucker. You get what I'm saying?
So it's like he baited him or timed him. Or
something. He reneged. No, it's like he fainted him. So like if when I faint and I see you finna throw a right hand, if I go downstairs, if I feint a jab and I see you finna come across with the left and you renege, you understand what I'm saying? You showing me your game plan. You showing me what you worked on. Second round, he came out with that same shit. The only difference was Dev didn't renege on nothing. He actually threw it. You get what I'm saying? To see if he could beat him to the punch. Boom, he started doing it. And it was a distance. After the knockdown, the distance closed. He started being straight in the pocket with him. You see what I'm saying?
God.
And he started working off of it. Now, the big difference was he shortened up this fucking hook. His hook, that left hook, the one that's going around the internet, that ain't what hurt him. It was the left hook before the second left hook. On the internet that's circulating on the little short, they showing a left hook and a right? The left hook before that left hook you saw is what got him. And if you look at Devin, he was kind of shocked. He didn't even realize he had rocked. He was like, oh shit, he hurt. And then he jumped on him. That's why they showing that little clip like that, because it was a pause in between there, right? And that's not to take nothing away from Dev, but Dev actually, like, I see they worked on hitting good. You understand me? Like, he turned that punch all the way over. Like, oh shit, that shit worked. I trained on type shit. You know what I'm saying? And from there on, that was where I feel like.
I give you this little tidbit? I don't know if anybody caught this or anybody noticed.
Yeah.
But you know who is the author of the game plan of Devin Haney to defeat Brian Norman Jr.?
Who?
They went back to Virgil Hunter.
I was told not to say nothing, but yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. Virgil
I was told not to say nothing, but yeah,
well,
I didn't say it. Whoever watch it, I ain't saying it. Yeah,
it's widespread. It's widespread.
It's all good. But yeah, I was told not to say that. That's who voice that was. If y'all catch that video, where you see, it's a video out there where Devin keeping his right hand to his cheek, and he throwing he bouncing the ball off the wall, and he catching with his left hand. He throwing in the motion of a hook, so he can keep it short. You get what I'm saying? And if you listen to the voice, I was like, is that who I think it is? And I called somebody, and they was like, yeah, that's him. Don't you say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, widespread. It's widespread now. So it's like no big secret.
Yeah, and that's who taught him to shorten that fucking hook. It was a shovel hook that he threw. He to come up under instead of going over the top. He came up under with that motherfucker, and he stepped aside. That's who taught him how to throw a punch with his feet moving. Because I in the beginning of the show, you could watch. I said that's the first time I've seen Devin Haney feet be in tandem with his hands. You see what I'm saying? Devin will hit, move. He don't flow. You get what I'm saying? It's not a flowing thing. You get what I mean? That's why people be like, he's a boxer, but he kind of stands still a little bit. But in that essence, bruh, it was like almost the same as watching, if you go back and watch the Jen Sasaki and Brian Norman, how Brian Norman caught old boy and he kept moving, even though he was falling. It was in the same essence of it. He was ready to dip out after that fucking hook. Like I said, go back and watch it. He caught him with that left hook and he looked. He said, oh, this nigga done buckled. Then he jumped on him. You get what I'm saying? He didn't, it wasn't in succession. He didn't even expect himself to clock him like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, that's why I said I congratulate him on the people talking about they waiting to see the old Devin Haney. Fuck nah. This is the Devin Haney keep going forward. This is Devin Haney that need that confidence and keep going on. he may not never had a knockout power, but I stand on it. It's who's gonna beat him? Who gonna beat him behind that jab? Who gonna beat him a confident Devin Haney like that? It's gonna have to be a rough and tough Brian Norman. Get back your ass back on the horse and fight some boxers. Get your shit right and get back in the ring with him, or it's gonna have to be Conor Ben. It's gonna have to be one of them motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Something like that. Because anybody else at the top right now, Barrios, Ryan, Lewis Crockett, Rolly, no, that ain't happening, bro.
Right.
He'll ride through 12 rounds.
Now let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all this, because I mean, you can take up a whole show on Devin. Nobody been talking about what y'all think Brian gonna do. What y'all think Brian?
I did at the beginning of the show. That's bro. Yeah. I start the whole show off talking about both of them. Dog, I had a whole thing. I didn't even play the songs yet, but like at the end of the day, I was mad because I see a lot of people flip flopping on Norman. That shit pissing me off because now a lot of people who was supporting Norman, right, and they're saying like, oh, Devin got him because he green. Fuck that. He had a belt, bro. Don't say that shit because you making him look weak at that point. He earned that fucking belt and he lost the belt. And that's fine. He didn't get dominated. And that's another thing people say about Devin. He dominated. Yeah, like a domination after what you saw Devin fought the last fucking time. But that wasn't a domination.
He earned the belt. He earned the belt.
No, he earned it. I like see how you said that, but he didn't dominate.
No, Terrence, I'm talking about. I thought you talking about Brian earned the belt.
No, Brian. No. What I'm saying is he was a champion though. Regardless of the fact he got the fucking belt, he beat Centillion. He came on a devastating knockout. He looked like he was fucking ready to own that fucking belt.
Just earned him an interim, bro.
No, you're not listening. Either way, everybody was on the Norman train.
Yeah.
Nobody was saying he was green. Nobody was saying he wasn't fucking ready. From going off them fights, it looked like he was ready to hold that fucking belt. Either fucking way. And I feel like when you sit there now, you want to say because Devin beat him and say he was green, that make him look weak. Fuck that. Don't do that, bro. Just let the kid, like I say, and I had 2 phone calls. This came from yesterday. 2 motherfuckers called me and was like, "Look, you need to say your shit because X, Y, and Z." But at the end of the motherfucking day, when you look at Brian Norman, and like I did with Earl, you remember I told everybody Earl only fought 2 southpaws. Everybody don't recognize these little things, but like if you go through Brian Norman career, the only motherfuckers that gave him problems was boxers. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said with Quentin Randall, if I'm Devin, I'm fighting him like how Quentin Randall fought him, and I'm gonna mix it with how he fought Rougarou. What did it look like to you? It looked exactly like that. So if you know that about your opponent, why not use it to expose him? But the thing is about Brian Norman, I want Brian Norman to come back. People forget, man, this is how we had those grudge matches where Brian Norman might see him in 2 years. Brian Norman might go on a terror after this, go against boxers, learn, get your head off the fucking line, goddamn me. Because I don't know if it was the bright lights, and I refuse to believe that it was just Dev that did it. But his speed wasn't there, his feet move weren't there, you know, things like that. But he need to go ahead and get himself back on a horse, go and spar with some boxers. This is that third. Another thing.
Top rank, dude, bro.
See, that's another thing. That's another thing. See,
because the time zone difference and they
that too. It could have been that, but here's another thing too, though. Here's another thing too that I argue against, that Top Rank shit. If that's the case, motherfucking Dooley wouldn't be as good as he is. Top Rank put you in that not true. I won't call it a Top Rank diet, but I will say this: he was not a Top Rank favorite because Top Rank was ready to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, but what I'm saying is that I'm not gonna hold that as no excuse, because with the work you put in the fucking gym and what you're doing to get better shouldn't really hold against that. If that was the case, then Dev shouldn't even be as far as he is. We know how he got fed in the beginning with the zone. If you look at Abdullah Mason is progressing, gave one of the best fights we fucking seen in a long fucking time by far on an undercard. You understand what I'm saying? So like,
that's 2 different people.
That's my point. Now you're making my point. Yeah. Now you talking right. See? Now your mind going away from Top Rank fucking diet. It's the fighter. It's the fighter, bro.
What I'm saying is the way Top Rank moving Brian Norman and the way Top Rank moving Abdullah Mason.
Let me ask you something. People, bro. Let me ask you something. So Mayweather and all the other greats, they just sparred people that was like them?
No.
Okay,
We're
then.
not talking about
So
that.
it
We
should.
talking about
So when you look at the Brian, hold on.
2025.
Listen, hold on. Let me make my
Uh-huh.
point. Let me make my point. So as a fighter, outside of what Top Rank, fuck the fights they're giving you.
Mhm.
Outside of Top Rank, when you get your work in, bro, if you sparring flat-footed motherfuckers all the time, you gonna get that type of result. Why aren't you mixing it up? Why aren't you? Why was Mayweather so good against a fighter and a boxer? Because he mixed it up. It was never no one-dimensional shit. It shows. You look at Earl Spence. What do you think Earl Spence was sparring?
But okay, I get your point when you trying to.
That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with the Top Rank diet shit because outside of Top Rank, what work are you doing?
Right. I understand that, but what I'm saying is he only can fight with the people lined up for him. You get what I'm saying?
No. You fight who you get lined up for. It's like this.
Yeah.
If I fight, these guys generally fight once or twice a year, right? In between,
Top rank, at least 3.
Well, okay, but in between that, you got to be ready for any motherfucking thing. Just because you what? Oh, I got this fight. I'm just gonna spar X, Y, and Z. When you ain't got a fight lined up, what are you sparring? You gotta be ready for every fucking thing. You know, like the old saying, if you stay ready, you ain't got to worry about getting ready. You know what I mean? Type shit. So like that's why I said like I don't believe in that Top Rank shit because when you got I see a guy like Abdullah Mason and there's other examples I can give. Abdullah Mason was told just recently by a plethora of people on the internet he ain't got no chin. If you watch the Sam Noakes fight, I think y'all think differently now. So now people learn what a flash knockdown is and things like that. But those fights that he took progressing prepared him for that type of shit. You get what I'm saying? Also, what he do in that fucking ring. He's a boxer. So a boxer gonna fight fighters. A boxer gonna fight another boxer. But traditionally, it seems like fighters just fight fighters. I was just telling Casino, I got on video, right? I got that. You probably saw it, Rod. Remember when they did that long 30 for 30 on Mike Tyson, like a whole week?
Mm-hmm.
And they showed that one video where Casamar was saying that, yeah, I got him when he was 13 or some shit like that, 12, 13 years old. And he was already sparring heavyweights and you know, and things like that. But he thought he was doing so good, so I went and got a real heavyweight. And I told the heavyweight, beat the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike got his ass whooped. He said sometimes you got to break a horse to train a horse. And that's what he need. That's why I feel like, that's why I said, don't take this as a loss. You take it as a lesson because I believe what Nine said. The 9 rule is 60-40. It was 60% Dev, but it was also 40% Norman. Norman head was on the line. Norman kept doing the same punch selection. He was slow. His feet was in the mud. And those things were him. And it didn't look like him.
I'm going to piggyback off that. Before this fight, and you heard his daddy did all the propping of his son, which he's supposed to do, which is all good. One of the things his dad said in respect to his father, has said that he's a boxer. He's a better boxer than a puncher. I'm gonna ask you a question, Slick, and everybody on the panel. After this fight, do y'all believe it?
That's not well.
So
look,
there's a couple of things.
I'm gonna make mine short. Then you go, DJ. Yes and no. Based on this fight, it would look like no. Previous fights, it would look like that, but Dev showed that it is, like he said, it was levels, like he's seen. You know what I'm saying? Right. Go ahead, DJ.
So I'm hearing a couple of things. The original question, I believe, Rob, is you said, where does Brian Norman go from here? Mm-hmm. Right? Now, not taken away from anything he's both said. Slick's right in what he's saying is that your opponent shouldn't matter because you should be prepared for all styles. That's the work you do before a fight's made, not after a fight is signed, right? I believe that. But what I'm hearing from Rob is he's pretty much just saying Brian Norman doesn't get to pick his next opponent. It has to be with the graces of Top Rank's approval. So he's not going to get, I don't know, just pick a name at 47. He's not going to get a big name at 47. He's not
going to get Alex Rocha.
Yeah, unless Top Rank unless Top Rank wants to support that, right? So
Yeah.
You know, pay that money and go across the street.
yeah, I have already answered you this, Rob, and you didn't like my answer because I'm sometimes on demon time, right? My next opponent for Brian Norman Jr., if it was my preference, would be Blair Cobbs.
Oh,
Home
God.
fight. Let's get it.
Oh, God.
I
You
honestly,
get that man in a fucking firefight.
I don't care who it is because at this point in this day and age, it's a little different. Black Eyes wouldn't be a bad option, and two, it would give him a chance to show what he's learned since the Devin fight because Black Eyes can box and he can fight. So if you could force him to get out his fucking comfort zone and win, then you damn sure gonna that okay. Now you might got a shot because we know Black Eyes can come with every fucking thing.
Casino. Do you hate that fight? Brian Norman Jr., Blair Cobbs?
No, that's why I said that would give us a chance to see what he learned.
I'm asking Casino.
No, I don't like it. I don't like that fight.
You don't like it for who?
Boy, that's
You?
a fight, man.
I mean, what I think. I mean, I don't think people should go into a good fight after losing.
Oh, the Perez protection plan.
So you saying that Blair Cobb is? You believe Blair Cobb is? Do you believe Blair Cobb is on the level of a Devin or above a Devin?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying it's a good ass fight, and it's just not worth like risking taking 2 losses back to back.
I got to fight after.
So get his
after
feet
Casino
wet.
go. I'm gonna go.
So get his feet wet, then go on some shit. Is what you saying?
But how do we
confidence builder?
But how much confidence can you actually genuine get other than false confidence if you get back in the ring against absolute tomato cans? I mean, I think that you've proven yourself to be at a certain
he wasn't
level.
in the ring with tomato cans before, but he still need to get like 2 fights where he.
I just wonder, and Rob, I'll let you go, but I just wonder not so much about Brian Norman, right? Because I don't want to see him just get thrown in the trash after one loss. That's not what we're about here. But I wonder whether in rebuilding a fighter's confidence, you give them false confidence, beating people that are well below their standard.
Yeah, that's why I say I feel like it got to be some little pushback from whoever you fight. Because see, this is the thing. The reason I'm saying it, let me say the reason I'm saying it. A lot of people look at that fight he fought Devin. They looking at him like he's not what he seemed to be, right? I'm not looking at Norman like that. I'm looking at a kid that didn't have the proper instruction in the corner. I'm looking at a kid that got the goods, just didn't know what to do with it in those situations he was in. In those rounds where he was smothering his own punches and clinching, he should have been able to knew to take that half step back and go to fucking work on Dev. And he didn't know to do that. You get what I'm saying? It's little things that just minor adjustments, and they're minor adjustments that can make him look totally different. Just like they taught Dev in between from Ryan to now to shorten that fucking hookup. Showed him not to reach with the jab. I noticed that when the fight was going on, he wasn't reaching with the jab no more. You get what I'm saying? So like, it's minor shit. That's all I'm saying. It's minor shit.
But Dove just got to find it for himself, Slick. What were you about to say, Rob?
Well, I'm gonna take my turn on who I think his next fight should be.
I'm gonna come back. I'll be back.
Respect to your DJ was saying Black Eyes. Well, shit, that's a firefight.
Yeah, but
my pick.
I'm a boxing fan. I reserve the right to be selfish with matchups.
I see. Well, I'm gonna borrow mine out the Slick page of notebooks because I've been a student of Slick's thinking for a few years now, and Slick taught me about like opponents when you talk shit about another opponent, right?
Yeah.
You talk all this shit about Boots, my dog, for the last year and a half. How about you fight Karen Shakajan and knock him out since Boots couldn't?
Yeah, but Shaka John, I told you, Shaka John wasn't weak though. That's the thing. People just didn't know who he was though. That right there, I would
Go
take
ahead
Blair
and get in there
Cosby
with
before
Karen,
him.
bro. Get in there with Karen. See what you do.
But my thing, like, Karen would be a tougher fight than fucking Blair Cosby, I would think. I'm being real with you, bro. You got me like,
Come on,
damn.
dog.
Like we trying to get his confidence. We
Protect
trying.
us, Slick. Come
Like,
on,
no,
bro.
I'm not. I'm not. It's about. I'm trying to get him back on the horse. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to give him a little bit of pushback,
Guess what?
but
Slick,
get him on the
he ain't
horse,
got that
build his
fucking
confidence.
grace.
You know what I mean?
Y'all was calling this nigga the next Mike Tyson. He the best at 47. What the fuck Boost talking about? Really the best motherfucker is Brian Norman Jr. Boost talking him. He's scared of him. Oh, he the nobody at 47.
Here the thing though. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Check this out. Now check this out. Now check. Hold on. Now check this out. Now check this out. You watch that Korean cat give fucking Boots two times run for his motherfucking money, bro.
Yes, sir.
Right? Twice, bro. So that if you equate that out, to say like Boots would have beat Norman, nah, you couldn't necessarily say that because that's two different style of fights.
That.
Because Boots would have fucked around, gave Norman what he wanted, and got flat-footed for a minute, and it would have been different. The difference, they'll move more than fucking Boots.
Hey,
You see what I'm saying?
That. We just saying at 47, Karen's still there. You eliminate.
I would go Blair Cos first, and then it can, bro. I would like Blair Cos, like you got a shot. Like here's the thing, Karen's a real fight, bro. Like Karen's a real fight. Blair Cos is a good fight. Karen is a real fight. Karen don't give a fuck. He gonna find his way in. You gonna have to be able to move backwards, forwards, lateral. This little motherfucker be bouncing.
You know how to box, huh?
Who?
Norman.
No.
Oh, this nigga, no, Slick. Don't do this shit. Because I'm not about to do you.
That's why. Did you hear what I just said? Did you just hear what I just said, bro?
Did you hear
he gotta get his head. He got like, huh? No, I said no. Hold on. I said, hold on. I didn't say the month. No. I said I would defend when people say he don't move. He ain't got no feet. And this and the third. I said he can move his feet. He can move his head. But the thing is, here's the thing. Look what it was against though. Other flat-footed boxers. Boxing against a boxer is different. You ask this man to transform his entire MO against a boxer, he got to be ready for anything. For instance, okay, I'm about to give you the perfect fucking example, okay? Mayweather and Ricky Hatton, right?
Right.
Mayweather was all over that fucking ring, right? Mayweather, because Ricky Hatton was pressing forward. He was the fucking fighter, right? You take motherfucking Sugar Shane Mosley and Mayweather. Sugar Shane, he stood in the pocket with Sugar Shane, right? Because it would have made no sense for two boxers to be running around with each other. You understand what I'm saying? Until I know you, I got you. What's the word? Hypnotized under my spell that you need to follow me. You get what I'm saying? Those are two different things. That's something that Norman is not educated in. Norman's mind is on fighting. You understand what I'm saying? Fighting. He doesn't understand that when I'm in here with another boxer, the shit I would do to a flat-footed dude or another flat-footed fighter is not gonna work against a full-fledged boxer. Yes, I could look good moving left, right, this and the third, but I'm gonna have to be a little more quicker with an actual boxer. A boxer is on their toes.
So you want to agree with me that Norman Jr. lied to everybody before this fight?
In what essence?
Because Norman Jr. said he has a whole bag that we ain't never seen yet.
Well, he drank the Kool-Aid. That's why I said he drank the Kool-Aid. I said that at the beginning of the show, bro.
Norman Jr. was speaking of himself.
Yeah, he drank his. He got caught up in the hype. Like I said, don't get what's what was EPMD. Don't believe the hype.
No, that's Public Enemy.
My bad. Public Enemy. Don't believe the hype. He got caught up in that shit, bro. Both of them did. That's why I really believe when Bill got Brian Norman Sr. caught up in going back and forth on the internet and shit like that, and then Bill went silent. I really believe Bill was like, I got him.
Yeah.
I got him.
I need to borrow a page from DJ now. DJ, a good friend of mine, been almost 2 years now. I'm gonna say this. Slick, let's not avoid the inevitable. If he can't box and he can't keep up with certain people at 147, my dude, don't know where you go from here. Then.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing right here. He got people he could touch. He got people he could touch. But the thing is, too, you know what's crazy?
That won't get you up there.
Hold on, you want to know what's crazy though? The people like Rolly, Barrios, right? Even old boy Crocker.
Man, them two about to lose.
Listen. Those guys will favor Norman though. Those guys fit Norman's style more so than the Devin. That's why I said who beats Devin.
But you know the bad part? Devin gonna get at the two before Brian get it. Cause
no doubt. That's why I'm saying if Brian Norman would have got past Devin, he probably could went through a fair swoop and got the rest of the belt because they favor his style. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like they favor his style. But like that boxer is always the equalizer, bro. That's why in the beginning of the show, bro, I promise you, I said, who the fuck gonna beat Dev now, bro? Like the boxer usually beats the fighter. Right. And everybody else that's got a belt are fighters, bro. They're not boxers, bro. The only one that might have a significant shot and he gotta get past Ryan is old boy. What's his name? The draw master.
Who?
I call him the draw master because I believe his last two fights were draws. Mario Barrios, because he's long and rangy. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But other than that, bro, who the fuck gonna beat Dev? Especially Ryan. Like, let's not forget that same fucking punch, even though it was sharper on Norman, he still rocked Ryan with that same left punch. If y'all think I'm bullshitting, go back and look. When I saw that punch, when I watched it by myself, not live, I said, hold on. And I went back to that Ryan fight. I said, that's the same goddamn punch he caught Ryan with. It's just that Haney mind was on fighting instead of boxing. He would have noticed that he rocked him. But
Rob, just to clarify, why you're going to quote me, I say that stuff because I'm not biased. I don't love or hate particular fighters.
Right.
I think I gave Slick some numbers 12 months or 18 months ago, right? Out of all of the divisions and the 4 sanctioning bodies in each division, there's like 1,000 and that's title holder through rank to 15. There's 1,086 fighters, right? There's no room for the new fighters coming in that might be future superstars if the 1,086 aren't getting cleaned out because they're not good enough.
Right.
So it's not about wanting Brian Norman to lose or Devin to lose. It's not about that. It's about make sure you build your division with the best fighters that are out there. And then out of those best fighters that are out there, find out who's the best. That's what it's supposed to be about, right? So it's not wishing into existence that people go away and reinvent themselves. And look, I'll say the same thing about my Aussie boy, Tim Tszyu, right? I don't know whether going away to reinvent yourself is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm not going to wish a new belt into existence. He and his team is the only one that can go do that, right?
Yeah.
Go do the hard work, go do the fights, right? And for me, I've got enough respect for Brian Norman that I don't actually want to see him go all the way back and get some fake, what would I call it? Fake self-confidence off guys that aren't on his level.
I don't see. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I'm trying to explain. I said it, I think, because I was fresh in the beginning of the show. But like the way I look at Brian Norman is in the place of where Devin Haney just was. Simple as that. If I could watch Brian Norman, Devin Haney pull himself out of fucking rut. I damn sure believe Brian Norman could pull himself out of a rut, bro. Like they just swap places. That's all. If Brian Norman get himself back on the fucking horse, don't waste no time. Do what the fuck he supposed to do. Put the fucking work in. Like I said, it's a plethora of boxers out there that are legends right now that lost their pro debut, bro. Like
different, bro.
You know what I'm saying? How? Okay. How? Tell me how Brian Norman and Devin situation is so different.
Okay, you said Devin was just in the spot Brian Norman is in right now.
Facts. Right? That's a fact.
Is Brian Norman a former undisputed champion?
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about mentality.
Is Brian Norman another division 140 champion?
Now watch this. Go ahead. Keep going.
Is Brian Norman? Did Brian Norman have wars in with fucking Lomachenko and got the fucking mouthpiece that Devin Haney riding on with his
Keep
fucking
going.
dad?
Keep going.
Do Brian Norman cash them fucking checks like Devin Haney cash where Bill
Keep
be
going.
right?
Keep going.
Two different
You
people.
got some more. Now watch this. The checks don't fucking matter. None of that shit fucking matter. Brian Norman just lost something that the same thing that fucking that Devin had lost. It was something called confidence. Fuck the belts. Fuck your accomplishments. Without confidence, none of that shit is fucking possible. I watched Devin lose to fucking Ryan. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about PEDs, none of that shit. He lost to fucking Ryan, fought Ramirez, got his feet back on him, yelled some bullshit, and came out and performed beautifully. The same thing can happen for fucking Brian Norman. Brian Norman lost his fucking belt, his fucking confidence. He get a fucking fight, get his feet back up on him, go on a fucking terror. Maybe in 2 years they meet back the fuck up. But other than that, that money shit, none of that shit. It's all about the tenacity of who you are. And yes, I do agree the mentality is totally different. I'm a square. Look at this shit as a sport. That's why I believe Devin is at his plateau. Devin is at his plateau where he has to improve on the skills upon the skills that he already have. There's no heart. You can't improve on heart because if he had it, he would have stepped on fucking Norman. And this ain't me taking up fucking Norman. He would have stepped on fucking Norman because in that third round, Norman would have been asleep. All right, he would have been asleep. So you can't teach that. But who's gonna beat? Reason I say who's gonna beat him because he's a proven amount of skills that he know because he look at it as a fucking sport. On the Devin Haney, he has on O'Brien Norman. If he's sharp like Salute Aircraft, he got sharpened on the fucking fundamentals, but he has the heart. If he can get that shit in fucking tandem, he'll be when he come back, he'll be a prime for fucking Devin. The question would be, would Devin take the fucking fight, right? Because
he give him a rematch.
So I know. Well, they said because it was a mandatory. It was something I was reading online why it wouldn't have been. It was something I was reading, but at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that I like shit like this because in boxing history, this would make great rivalries. Okay, I'm gonna dig myself out the fucking hole. I'm finna go on a fucking terror and I'm finna come back for your motherfucking ass. And if you can make it such a good enough fucking terror where the fans demand it, we may just get it. We may not, but we may just. And that's all I'm saying. This doesn't stop Brian on from doing shit because if you look at, say he doesn't give him a rematch, it still ends up being a good loss. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, who the fuck gonna beat Dev? Who the fuck gonna beat him? So if Dev goes unfucking beat
I got an answer to that.
If he goes unbeaten, if he goes unbeaten through his fucking career, and Brian Norman has one fucking loss to this dude, and he went on a tear, ain't lost no more, so fucking be it. But my thing is for people that want to write Norman off, not he green, not he this. Man, fuck that shit. And I see his majority of people who was riding with Norman. My thing is keep riding with the motherfucker, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with him. It could have been a lights. It could have been a plethora of fucking things. Well, I really think his nose was broke at that fucking left hand. But in the fucking day, in his corner, I really do. Like I said, I'll say it again. I said it beginning of the show. I don't know the father-son dynamic because I know my dad could look at me and I already know what he's saying. You get what I'm saying? So he could be saying some shit that sound like nonsense to us. May have this rhythm or whatever. But I did hear some shit that disturbed me. You know, when he told him, hey, you better go all out. And then the interview with
he can't counter.
Yeah, he can't counter. He went and got rocked. Like what the fuck? And then what that bothered the fuck out of me. I actually paused my TV and was like, what the fuck? And I rewinded it. Like, did he say that? Because like, what do you think a boxer do, bro? They work off what you give them. Like you fucking that pissed me off. And then the interview he did with boxing somebody, I can't remember this, UK. That's all I remember. And dude, the interviewer had to ask Brian Norman. Brian Norman saying all of this shit. And he said, I ain't no trainer, but do you think that the knockdown, the power handcuffed Norman? And Norman Sr. replied back, said, you know what? I didn't think about that. What the fuck you mean you didn't think about that?
Hey, man. He didn't think about
that. That shit pissed me off. And I was like, what?
I thought you was gonna go between the second and the third round when he told him in the middle when Brian Norman came back to the corner. Did you hear that?
No, I heard all of it. Go ahead.
I must say, what's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with
you? Like that shit fucked me up,
you
man.
You ain't see that shit?
No, hold on. No, the part that got me. Here the thing. Here's the thing. This is another thing.
Wet top.
And salute to Brian Norman Jr. Like I said, I don't know their dynamic, right? But on the outside looking in, it shit sound like shit. That man said, what did he say? He said, when Brian Norman got knocked down, he said, oh shit. You all right, boy? What the fuck?
That's what I'm talking about.
Boy, you probably getting his head back together. What you talking about? Oh, fuck. Like, what? Oh my God, bro.
No, because he asked me, he said, you didn't see that, boy? You didn't see that?
That was a mind fuck. Like, and to look at Brian Norman's eyes, look at him when he said this shit, like, what? Like, oh man, I said, you just sucked all the confidence out this boy. You just made him feel like you looked at him like how that crowd sounded. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
let me put some spice in it, bro. And shout out to Brian Norman Jr. You know I'm in Vegas. If people don't know, and it's gonna be a bit of a viral moment. Yeah, shit about to get real fucked up now. You know, next week is a PBC winning weekend. Shout out to the Premier Boxing Champions, right? Mr. Antoine Russell is coming back in January.
Word.
Or early February. It's one of them, right?
Okay.
He will be announcing, and I'm letting y'all know early, Gary Antoine Russell will be announcing for the year of 2026. He will be campaigning at welterweight 147.
Oh, Lord, they better be on the lookout.
Now, this is what I'm going to say. Mr. Norman, when you do get yourself back up, you may be facing an interim against Mr. Gary Antoine Russell.
And that's going to be a firefight.
Bro, let me tell you something. Because Al Heyman is anticipating, he's not a crazy man, he is anticipating that Barrios and Rowley will be losing at the welterweight division. And he want him a stunner back at the welterweight division.
They babysit them belts, bro. We know that. Rowley know that.
So he figuring if he lose it, he don't give too much of a fuck. Because he figure Mr. Antoine Russell can get him back.
And guess what?
And get him back.
I hope he know the news.
Devin Haney.
I hope Brian Norman here know this news. And I hope Brian Norman be like, bet and set your calendar. You need to be in the gym getting ready. Like,
man,
bro, all I'm saying is, bro, like, I know how today's fans watch boxing, bro. Man, it ain't over for Brian Norman, bro. I enjoyed the tenacity. I enjoyed what I saw.
Can box and fight.
He can box and fucking fight. But see, the thing about Gary, the one thing about that I love about Gary Antoine Russell, he could do both, and he ain't scared to. And he has that like tenacity, like, bitch, I'm gonna show your ass. What the fuck you gonna stare, bitch? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you? And I love it. I fucking love it, bro. And he good at it. So, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's a fight that will favor Norman. And Norman, if you better get fucking ready, because if that's possibly on the chopping block, that's what I would aspire to. Like, okay, that will be the fight that will put me back where people will be like, okay, Dev, you gonna fight him again? You gonna fight him again? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, that's why I be trying to do my get back, bro. That's what it needs to get back to, bro. Like 100%. And then people wouldn't be, oh, you got a loss, you garbage and all that shit. Fuck no. Go on your goddamn tear and do your damn thing. And I dare say it, I ain't gonna say get rid of Pops, but bring somebody in, bro. You see Dev and them bringing somebody in, bring somebody in, bro. Because your head be on the wire like it ain't shit, bro. That's the main thing I would want to correct with Norman. Your head, you can't be eating all them fucking jazz, bro. You got to fucking get your head off the wire.
So 47, you know what I'm saying, is about to get interesting. I'm just talking from the Premier Boxing Champion angle. Also coming out that Russell camp, big news that Mr. Gary Russell Jr. himself will be making his footprint in 35 in 2026 because
I'm a fan.
They will be either Tank is dropping or they're gonna be stripping Tank of the WBA 135, and that's going to set up If victorious on next week, Oshaki Foster making his claim at 135 to be fighting Gary Russell Jr. in an interim for Tank's belt.
Who gonna fight? Wait. Who?
Oshaki Foster
Oh my
is going up to
Lord.
35.
Oh my Lord.
This is Oshaki Foster's last fight next week at 130.
Gary, I got Gary.
Oshaki ain't no hoe now. I'm gonna tell
Shocky
you
smoked too much weed, bro. He smoked too much weed, bro. I'm sorry. Fuck that. I got Gary, bro. Yeah, I got Gary. Gary is one of those hitting gems, bro. That motherfucker there, bro. Bruh. Look.
So
Say what you will about Gary last fight. We saw he went ham. What's the point that he just like nigga? The shit that we be wanting to see, he's like one of the last that got that little bit of old school. Right, Eric Grace, that 39-year-old Gary. Yeah. He's the last fighter got like that little bit of old school in him, like, nigga, you ain't shit, I'm forget you the fuck. I'm sorry, nigga, about to beat your ass type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, like I said,
it's no other fighters out there really like that besides his brother for real. And I favor him on Oshaki because Oshaki showed me if he could lay into you and coast, he'll do it. And that's why he lost that fight against old boy. And I feel like he lost it
because Sal or something like that.
Yeah, Costa Sal. I felt like he lost. Everybody felt like he won. He was robbed. I didn't feel like he was robbed because he took his foot off the pedal. Why you take your feet off the fucking pedal, bro? You beat the fuck out this nigga. You saw how Gary Russell Jr. came back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he beat the fuck out. He did fuck all that. Get his ass out of there.
All I'm saying, once take his script, because it's just inevitable right now. They're gonna script him. He claimed, and he's retired. The WBA gonna be up for grabs. You know the WBA belongs to the PBC.
Yep.
Osaki Foster and him and Gary Russell is gonna go for the interim, and whoever wins that is the WBA. Now, also coming out that camp, Gary Russell is not trying to unify. He ain't got to go undisputed. He just want to get another belt to show y'all motherfuckers I'm him, and he gonna drop this shit.
I'm gonna be real though. I hate that he just wouldn't get no fights, bro. But I was watching interview. He said some of it was his part too, though. He was taking time off. But like, I hate that he took that time off because he's really a talent. Everybody knew he was a fuck. Man, that dude, man, look. We talking about anyway. Man, look, bro. If he never went on that absence or leave, bro, I promise to God, bro. That dude had it. And he showed he still got it, bro. The tenacity's still there.
Gary just want a belt just to say I could get a belt if I fucking feel like it. But he ain't trying to like defend, make a run, unless he said Turkey want to call him and give him some crazy ass money.
But right there, Rob, I want to touch on it. That's the tenacity. I was trying to explain it earlier. Okay, that type of tenacity can't be taught, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like it gotta be in you. It can't be on you, bro. You can't teach that, right? That right there, bro. That's
and he loves training his brother, but he just want to show people because he's like, motherfuckers think I just ain't got it no more. And yeah, all right, I'm about to show you. So
I like
that's what
that
Gary
shit.
Russell on.
That's what I like. I like that shit, bro. Like, and them the fighters that everybody like, but like, I mean, but if you a boxer and you can hone them skills, it carry you a long fucking way, bro. The ones that's from the hood and things like that, and they good at boxing, they go a long way too, though. But they're the ones that got the like Terrence. Terrence got the heart, so he gonna step on you. You get what I'm saying? If he getting the better of you, he gonna step on you. You know, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It really is.
I got one more bit of news. I know we got a lot of PBC haters, but I am gonna say this. Tune into next week's fight. We got two top ranked people. I'm just gonna say it like this because I gotta speak in code. They got two top ranked fighters gonna be on that card. Tjtp and Osaki Foster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Tune in next week because somebody from Top Rank is gonna lose.
Top Rank usually spank their ass. What you gonna see? Top Rank usually spank PBC ass though. We gonna see.
Somebody
I don't
from
think it's.
Top Rank is
If I
going to lose.
if I had to believe, it's gonna be a shocky. I don't think it's gonna be Tjtp.
We
We
don't
gonna see.
know.
We gonna
We
see
gonna
though,
see.
because we may see the old Laura. Laura might legs might be rejuvenated. Get the moving on that ass.
All I'm saying, all I'm saying,
I'm
somebody
just saying, you're right. Because
is
if
going to
Laura
lose.
get the moving like that, then I'm like, oh fuck. You know what I'm saying? Look, Eric said I got Laura. Because look, Laura been standing still, knocking shit out. But goddamn it, he might just get on his fucking wheels. Goddamn me, I don't know.
I mean, Laura dropped Danny with a stomach.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But he was standing still. But like I can't see him standing there with a Tjtp, bro. I can't see that. If he do, I got Tjtp, bro. If that motherfucker get on his wheels, I can see him beating Tjtp because he's just gonna pick at him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna pick at him. He gonna pick at him. But we'll see who wins the fight. But oh, that's crazy, bro.
Everybody will
you know
not
what?
make it out of San Antonio's. I think it's called France Bank Arena out there where the San Antonio
Yeah.
Spurs play. That's gonna be next week. Somebody from Top Rank with Mr. Carl Moretti in tow is leaving with an L.
You know what? I
You heard it here first.
I would draw my picks because I'm not a fan of Stephen Fulton either, though, bro. I'm not.
Why stay?
I'm not a fan of Stephen Fulton neither, though. So Shocky might got a fucking shot, bro. I'm not a fan of that dude. Like I'm not sold on him like everybody. I just don't see it. I just don't see what everybody see, bro. So I don't know. Maybe dude just a good guy and everybody room for him. I don't know, bro. I'm just not sold on him.
All I'm saying, somebody from Top Rank, I'm gonna say it one last time, is leaving with San Antonio, Texas, with an L. I'm just saying.
That's
you
crazy,
can flip a
bro.
coin, Tjtp or motherfucking or Shocky. It's one of them. I'm just gonna let y'all know my pick. I got it with Shocky with it.
Shocky, yeah. I'm not a fan of Cool, but I don't see what everybody sees in him. I really don't. I just don't, bro. And I've been trying to see it, but I'm like, what are y'all seeing, bro? Like,
well, go ahead, DJ, man. I've been on here giving all these jewels out. Y'all watch that fight next week, man. You know Slick by everything. If not, just watch him commentate.
I watch everything. Yeah, I'm watching everything, goddamn me. Tomorrow, Pacquiao's son fighting too on ESPN.
Right.
If y'all didn't know, Pacquiao's son fighting tomorrow with Elijah Pierce gonna be on there too.
And Whitaker fighting tomorrow too, huh?
Yep. I think Whitaker fight tomorrow, and so we definitely gonna be on.
Well, go ahead, DJ, man. Let me be quiet about my premier boxing champion.
I expect no less from you, Rob.
I want to thank Al Hammond, first of all.
Mayweather Promotions, Tom Brown Promotions. I want to thank God, Mom. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, hey, hold on. What? That's funny. You know, Lamar Roach got a promotion to cover today.
Right. You're.
God damn.
Well, no, Lamar Roach been had his. Remember, because he had partnered with Pro Box when he won his belt. Remember?
Well, hold on. Is he still 130 champion?
Hey, they ain't say he dropped it.
Ain't that a bitch?
Hey, but you want to know something? They let Leo Santa Cruz do the same thing. Remember?
Rob.
Oh, so Gary ain't got to drop his belt when he go to 47. He gonna keep that shit.
Rob, you know how it works. You speak out of school at PBC. Someone's going to pull you quietly into a room and say, "Shut your mouth, or I'm sending you back to 130 to face all those killers." Right? If you want a title shot, get Tank off your fucking lips, and as a reward, young man,
motherfucker.
have Pitbull Cruz at 140. Do your best, son.
Right. I mean, shit.
The Tjtp Lara is an interesting one for me because the quality of opponent that Tjtp's had more recently makes him easily look a real problem for everyone. I would suspect that Lara's probably got a little bit more experience than Jennebeck.
Yeah.
But what's more interesting, what sits behind that for me, is that there ain't no fight for Bud at 160 if Lara beats him. Because PBC are going to put up that moat, that brick wall, and they're
They'll
going to
stall him
say,
out.
no thanks, Mr. Crawford. You concentrate on your rematch with Canelo and then think about something else. You're not getting
Yep.
any. So, because PBC will have all belts if Lara wins
Yeah.
at 160.
Yeah, they're gonna stall him out.
Well, it won't be stalling him out. He's 38 years old. It'll be just saying
Well, I mean,
no.
Yeah, going to retire type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't coming here.
But it looks more and more evident that he's going to go and have this rematch with Canelo. Canelo's put in his paperwork.
Rematch clause. Yeah.
And look, we don't need to talk about it this far out because that's all everyone's going to be talking about next year.
Yeah, I expected it though. Like,
look,
I was waiting on it.
Canelo deserves his rematch just as much as anyone else, right?
Right,
But,
I was waiting on it. Yep.
Yeah, and he's still got 2 fights on his 3-fight deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh. So, what else is he going to do? Who else is there that's is going to draw the eyes, right, for Canelo to fight?
Right.
But that's next year. There's so much more to happen before that. Look, what I think I was hearing you say, Slick, and let's not go back down that rabbit hole, but in simple terms, what I thought I was hearing from you is you just wish Brian Norman the best of luck in his future. That's pretty much don't give up now. Just go back to work.
Because I feel like a lot of boxers get written off. You know what I mean?
I think sometimes it's about the way they lose too. When you watch some boxers lose and they've got no heart in losing, right? That tells you that that's not the horse to back, right?
Right.
And I agree with you. Look, shit, how did we know that we needed to get better at maths at school? We failed an exam, right?
Right.
As an example, sometimes you've got to fail something, just go, well, okay.
That's how I feel,
better.
man.
Yeah.
I think I see as on the outside, if I was training, he has everything you want. It's minor things. That's all it is. It's not like
it's a bump in the road.
A novice.
That's all it needs to be. Just needs to be a bump in the road.
That's it.
Look, one of the things I picked out Blair Cobbs is because I want to see Blair Cobbs back in the ring. Right? We haven't seen enough of him. And second of all, that he'd be the ideal, won't say sparring partner, but fight partner to go on the work on all those aspects of your game that you want to improve.
Right. That's why I agree with you 100%. He could fight and he could box.
And you need to spend $0 on promoting a Blair Cobbs fight because he's going to promote it for you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, bro. 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's a good fit, bro. People will look down on it, but who gives a fuck? That dude could box and he could fucking fight. He could whip you into shape. He try to keep your head off the line. X, Y, and Z.
And that you're probably not going to deal with a man that's demanding $5 million to get in the ring with you.
There you go. Exactly, 100%.
I'm not saying he should get in the ring for $10, but I can't see Blair demanding $5 million.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it just blew me away because I've been working hard on his website and these shirts and shit. But like, I be listening, let shit play in the background while I'm working, and I'm like, why is everybody turning their back on Brian Norman Jr.? Like everybody I'm hearing like that was on his team, and now they just like, like stop it, bro. Like this is what puts a standstill on boxing because you limit the fans of their thinking. Let's be honest. Like it's like the way boxing is now. They hear one commentator say something, they ride with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't do that, bro. That shit is weird because if you want to make the sport bigger than what it is, you can't be shitting on other fighters that have potential to come back, especially fighters who have the potential to give another fighter for a run for their money. Just because Devin beat Brian Norman Jr. doesn't mean that Rolly or anybody else can beat Brian Norman Jr. Like that's the stigma I wish would go away. You know what I'm saying?
I think that the media drags us into a place that we're entitled to be disappointed if our favourite fighter loses, right?
Right.
But to keep that in perspective is that at its core, boxing is still a sport. If the winner was always known and always guaranteed, it's no longer a sport because there's no competition, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you know when you see NBA upsets, when you see NFL upsets, when you see boxing upsets, you got to keep that in context that it's a sport. And as soon as you get to the point where you're manufacturing a sport, so you've always got a known winner, well, it kind of just loses its appeal. So,
Yeah.
look, I'm sure the guys will go away. It's only early, but just like us, I don't think the Normans should look in the rear vision mirror. They should just pick a plan and set about working to it. What's the future going to look like, and where do we get started?
That's right. And move forward. That's what I'm saying. Like shit. Don't look at it as loss. It's a fucking lesson. Go look at it. Like I need to improve on this, improve on this, and then improve on this. Point blank. Period. Point blank. Period, bro. And let the sport move forward with you. Don't get left behind. Trying to be stuck and stagnant in your ways. You gotta be able to adjust. You gotta be able to adjust in the climate that the sport is in. And right now, there's more boxers in the sport than anything. So you gotta be ready for that. The fighters are far in between at this moment. You know what I mean? So it's a losing battle. So you gotta be able to be ready for any of those guys.
If anything, you've just got to at least have a plan B. If you've only got plan A and you've got nothing else, you might be in trouble if it doesn't work out the way. But
for real,
look, it's going to be on the history books, and we'll wait and see. I mean, Devin looks good at 47, but just listening to RC with Gary Antoine Russell going up there, that's exciting if you're a fan, right? And I've still got a gut feel that it's only a matter of time before Tjtp takes himself to 147.
I was just going to ask you that because I saw you had put that in there. But
well,
yeah, if he loses Shakur, he going to 147.
I don't think it'll matter. I don't think it'll matter whether he wins or he loses. Think that no, because look, think about it from a top rank perspective, right? And I'm not saying that this is how they're thinking, but if they don't have a dog in the fight at 47, and they're not yet convinced, we'll say, with Brian Norman Jr., why wouldn't they push Teofimo up into that division, particularly with all the names that are coming in there? Right? It's food. It's easy money. Tio, doesn't matter where you are, whether you're a champion or a contender or what have you, at 47, Tio is going to be a good fight for you. He's going to bring the bag. It's going to be a good money fight, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think they probably want Keyshawn and Tio long term competing in the same division.
That too.
At 40.
I didn't think about that. That too. Especially with Shakur fighting. I mean, it's like it doesn't do any good for Keyshawn after the fact.
Rumor has it that Shakur said that he was going to do 2 fights at 140 and then go to 47 himself.
We'll see. Well, I think that's crazy. Shakur
and I say
all
rumors,
over the place.
Right? I say rumors because man, today's truth in boxing is tomorrow's lie, right? You never know where you're coming or going. So
yeah, that's why I was saying Shakur is all over the place. First he's smaller than everybody in his division. Really, he's a smaller guy. I'm gonna go to 140 and fight T.O. And now 140, I'll fight Conor Ben. And man, I don't know what Shakur on, bro.
Well,
I don't know what he on, man. I hope he just don't bite off more than what he could chew. You know what I'm saying? I think he beats T.O., but 47? I don't know. We'll see. I think he want to see what the climate gonna be up there. That's what I think he want to see, man. Because nowadays these guys jump up and all they gotta do is worry about the top 4, and that's it. Nobody else. So we'll see.
Sometimes you just tip. I'm watching guys go up just to dip their dip their toe in the water just for a big payday. Man, some of the fights that we wanted to see, like it looks like we're going to get, well, hopefully we get Shakur and T.O. Is there anything official there yet?
Yeah, T.O. and you said T.O. and Shakur?
Yep.
Yeah, that'll probably be January.
Right.
31st.
Okay. So that's one, but we haven't seen Haney versus T.O. or Haney versus Shakur yet either. Remember when all this all started 5 years ago, the Four Kings?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They might do the round trip and end up at 47 and actually find out who's king there.
And I would love to see it. I would love to see it. There's plenty of fights to be there. If Ryan stay there, Norman stay there. You know, I wish Boost didn't leave, but Boost gone. You know, it's plenty of room there. But
I got to say that I'm a little bit concerned for our Aussie guy Liam Paro, who's dipping his toe in the water at 47 against Donovan. Right?
Man, when is this fight?
Look, I'd have to go back and find it. I'm not even sure whether it's official yet. It's just been spoken about pretty regularly. And, you know, I just don't see Paro's frame. I'm not saying he can't because I've never met the guy, but
he's a little dude, though.
Yeah, his frame doesn't suggest that 47 best suits him, right?
Yeah, that's a little dude.
TV can be deceiving. You still think that Nick Ball's fucking...
Man, ain't nothing changing my mind on that, bro. That dude, they lying about his height. He's short.
You see the weight. If he's lying about his weight, he doesn't make weight.
Bro, that dude, man, after the fucking weigh-in.
And look, I'm telling you, see, TV is deceiving. Look at Pitbull. His head weighs 50 pounds.
Yeah, but Pitbull, to me, he look his weight. That dude, Nick Ball, neck.
Who's he fighting next?
He got hot dogs in his neck, bro. Like after the night of the fight, man, I'll be like, nah, this dude is not that weight, bro. There's no way. I don't know who he fighting next, but he got a fight coming up though. I saw it.
There's still that half fantasy, half tantalizing matchup of Nick Ball and Inoue, right?
Ooh, yeah.
And then I caught during the week there that Nakatani's not at 118 anymore. So Bam going to 118 misses Nakatani because Nakatani's going to 122. Yep. But Inoue's brother is at 118 that Bam could go to. But I'd like to think that Bam gets an opportunity to go get that last strap. Like just tick that undisputed box and then go where you need to go to challenge yourself next.
Yeah.
You know, they told Robert Garcia was talking, you know, that Puma's corner were telling him to use the elbow.
What?
It's caught on audio. They told him to use the elbow.
Holy shit.
And that's what I was saying. I said, tell me that's not an automatic suspension.
For real.
Like it's not MMA, it's fucking boxing.
Right. Damn.
Don't worry. Just go out there and just headbutt him. Man,
right. You hear me? Like, what the hell going on, bro? Yeah, Pac-Man fights tomorrow, man. Yep. I was just saying that, TJR.
He looks nothing like his father either.
No, he don't. He don't. That apple fell far from that damn tree. Swear to God.
Yeah, the milkman dropped in while fucking Manny was all over the world fighting.
Yep. It's a difference. That's why I was trying to say in the beginning. You know? Pacquiao had a reason to fight. You know what I mean? He had a reason to fight, bro.
We've seen how at least one generation, the father, son, has worked out more often than not, right? The sons don't appear to be as good as the fathers.
Right.
It's a little
Right.
bit like they say. A little bit like over here in Australia, they talk about like racehorses.
Uh-huh.
Right? You don't want the gelding from the mother that won all races. You want almost the granddaughter or the grandson, right? Because
Right.
it's almost like it misses
Skip a generation.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's how it go. Hey, you right. Cause like it's a saying they say, I forgot how it go. Poor men build strong men build weak men. So in the sense of, I mean, so like it's basically saying you grow up poor, you're gonna be stronger and more resilient versus when that father get rich and have kids, his kids ain't gonna be as resilient as he was. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how it generally goes, bro.
Yeah, but then you can make the argument that if your dad or your mum or your parents are very well financially off, that they can teach you how to manage money better than parents that were poor or struggling
Well, that's
as you
true,
grow up.
but the sport
So
may not. What I'm saying is the sport may not be for you. Then that's where your times may lie. You get what I'm
look,
saying?
I just think that genetics are so random that there's no guarantee.
Yeah, they
Right?
don't guarantee you ever though. You right. You right.
And
Some people can swim like a fish and some can't. Like, that's just how it is, bro.
well, it's funny you say that, right? Before we get too distracted, there's a Canadian swimmer that broke the world record in the recent World Championships, and he's dark, right?
Uh,
Like black or whatever you want to call it. I'm not trying to
uh,
be racist.
uh.
It is just so unusual for someone of that background and that culture to be a swimmer.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
No, you know, it's a
It,
real
it,
thing.
it's
That's a
it's
real
normally
thing.
a it's normally a it's just normally a white person sport, right?
Right, right, right. That's a
You
real
know,
thing.
whether it's American, Australian, or English, where like the best swimmers seem to be white, but
Yeah, yeah.
don't even think about putting a white person on the track against an African American or a black person, man.
Right.
Our fucking Twitch fibers have got no chance against.
It's just about knowing your strengths and things like that. But they're not being racist at all, bro. That's the real thing, bro.
It was just an observation that just stuck out to me. I'm going, what the fuck?
Most black people do not know how to swim, bro. And that's a fact. That's a real thing. Most black people do not know how to swim, bro.
Well,
I'm one of them.
look.
One of 'em.
Well, look at
Oh,
maybe
being real.
look at two of the greatest swimmers potentially of all time. One, I'm pretty confident in. Right, Michael Phelps.
Yep. He was high doing it. Shit.
No,
Oh,
he was drug tested for cannabis in between.
man, look.
In between, not
But your
at an
lungs is
event.
still. What I'm saying is, he still was smoking, and his lungs was open enough to get that shit off.
Well, maybe he was chewing cookies. There's no guarantee he was sucking on them.
Right.
Look,
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
you know, but and then you've got Katie Ledecky.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway, look, we digress. It was just something I picked up, right?
right.
What else is happening in the news of boxing, Slick? What's caught your eye?
Oh, we got tomorrow. Ben Whitaker. He got to perform well tomorrow if you want Matchroom to believe in him and put that real money behind him. So we got that tomorrow. But
he's a UK equivalent of Ryan Garcia, right?
yeah,
he's got a huge following outside of boxing, right? Over there. So I'm not saying he can't box. All I'm just saying is that you're not relying on the boxing fans to support his future because he already brings a huge following with him.
Yeah.
Did you see the promo they did for Ben Whitaker when they signed him?
Yeah, give me the money, show me the money. I forgot what movie that was from.
Man, and he's on some fucking. They're doing some special operations shit. Like you fucking what?
That shit was crazy. Show me the money.
Look, the thing about Ben is I'd like him to actually just throw away the searching for popularity and doing the drunken master shit, just because we know you can box or potentially, could be really good at it. Just make that your main focus rather than what would I call it? The performance and the crowd pleasing bullshit. Just win the fucking fight first.
Yeah, he did that with his name started with C, the one that he fell out the ring with, Cameron. He came back and whooped Cameron ass. That's what he needs to stick with. Fuck all the bullshit. When he fought Cameron the second time, he let all that antic shit go.
There's some areas after that fight that were not kind to Ben.
Yeah.
Whitaker,
Yeah.
Chalky Bones.
Yeah. But that's where you need to be at, though. Like, hey, man, you need to know when to play and not to play. And don't play in that fucking ring. You know what I'm saying? Because I really think he got up out that fight because he thought that was going to be another easy fight. And he could play around. And that wasn't it. So when he came back, he left all that shit alone and really got to work. And he got to realize going forward, that's what it's going to be. Especially when, the fun stuff is fun, but like, as you going up, bro, that ain't going to work. That's not going to get it.
Well, as long as you've got someone in your camp and you're not relying on the public to actually give you a reality check at times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's really important to have someone that's honest with you. And for men, they've always got that friend or just won't care about your emotion, just give you the cold, hard truth. Yeah?
And I'm not sure today, and as we had that, DJ, these kids today look at social media for validation. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem all in itself.
You don't realize as a kid that you need the cold, hard truth until you're an adult. So as an adult, it should be your own choice just to have that one person in your life where you can go cap in hand and say, look, tell me I'm tripping. This is what's going on, or this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? You need to stop kidding yourself at times and just have that person that cares about you and just says, man, you're on some fucking bullshit. Get that shit out of your head. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't think this. But, look, I think it happens differently. Like we assumed that our generation slick was better than this generation. Well, how do we know? Well, how do we know yet?
I know. They soft, DJ, coming up, right?
Oh, we're going to get right into this.
Real talk.
Sorry, listeners. We're about to go on that.
This is real. This is real. This translates to all things sports, everything. When we grew up, it was fuck it or figure it out. It was fuck it or figure it out. It wasn't nobody worried about you crying, your feelings. Yes, son, I know your feelings hurt, but guess what? You have to fucking figure it out. One way or another. When you in school, hey, every kid don't learn at the same speed as everybody. But guess what? They don't stop you from studying and figuring the fucking shit out. If we had tidbits along the way to mold us to understand by the time we got grown that this bitch we call life don't give a fuck about you. So you gonna have to fucking figure it out or fold. One of the two. We didn't search for validation we didn't have the internet. We didn't have internet. The only validation we gave a fuck about as a kid was from your mama and your daddy. And we got a certain age, you was like, fuck them too. This is who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? We had those building blocks along the way so we could let go of mom and dad. You get what I'm saying? When we came up, we wasn't trying to be in mom and dad house past 18. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of hearing no. You know what I mean? This shit today is different. Well, he may feel a certain way. Oh, he may need what they call that shit today? We call it a quack. What the fuck they call him? A psychiatrist. He may need to talk to somebody. Man, what the fuck? You're creating a soft era, and these guys today, they just think they can say what they want with no repercussions, do what they want with no repercussions. They think they can do it. I promise you, I see shit every fucking day. And then they get a hold of somebody like me and then they call us crazy. I'm not fucking crazy.
Listen, Slick, because we've had this conversation a couple of times over many years, right? On different shows, right? So I absolutely agree with you. But here's how I measure my thoughts at the moment and more recently. Do you know how athletes will train differently for the world in which that they're going to compete in, right? At a different height or a different country, that like just to adapt to the conditions that they're going to be competing in,
Yeah.
right? Think about it. When we were getting that tough love when we were young, that was to prepare us for the real life that was rough and didn't care about emotions,
Yeah.
right? Now, kids are getting prepared for a life that does care about emotions. Get what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
They're getting trained for the environment that they're about to walk into. Now we can argue whether that's good, bad, or irrelevant, or whatever it is. Um, we're not going to get to change it, and
No,
only
we ain't.
history. Only history. Once you and I are unfortunately well gone, right? Only history is going to be able to look back and say whether this was a good move for society or a bad one.
Yeah. It's proved to be bad. It's bad. I watch things and I be like, how are y'all going for that? Well, we'll see. The way you said, the way you're saying it right there is how they look at it. Like, well, we don't know until it goes through. What the fuck you mean? We know what's the two possible outcomes. Why not push it towards the outcome we want? Versus, well, we're saying this, but who knows what's going to happen? Fuck the if. If was a fifth, when I
Look,
grow up, we'll be drunk. If ain't a fifth, so we not gonna be drunk. We need to push towards what matters. Like, and I feel like that's the problem. That's just me. Like, if like, even just to bring it back to boxing, if I have a boxer and I say, yo, we're going to California, it's high altitude. We're here in St. Louis. The air is going to be different there. So we're going to go out there 3 weeks to a month early, train in Big Bear, right? So our lungs will be, situated. But if I told that to somebody right now, they'd be like, well, what's the difference? It's just air. Did you not hear what the fuck I said? I don't understand why I gotta leave my mom, my dad, just to go train in California to be what you're saying. Like, it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's the difference. Like, when we grew up, it was like, all right, bet. We understood who had experience, who didn't have experience. We understood who been through what, who didn't been through this. We understood all of that stuff. Even though if we halfway listened to it, we still listen to it because as we got older, it's still stuck in our mind.
here's where the balance is, Slick, in my opinion. Right? Don't ignore reality. Just
Right.
because you want reality to be different, like because you feel different or you think different, you can feel it and think it all you want, but the facts don't lie, right?
Yeah.
So there has to be middle ground and say, look, when you go out into that wild, wild world, you're going to go and work for someone who's going to say something to you that you're not going to like, right?
Right.
I need to prepare you for that conversation rather than ask you to go marching straight down to HR and put in a complaint because someone asked you to do your fucking job,
Right.
right?
Right.
You're getting paid to do a job. Do your fucking job, right?
Right.
Your feelings and your emotions don't give a fuck about how good you are at your job. Just do your fucking job.
Right.
So, look, there needs to be a balance, right? That's how we see it.
Right.
But, you get caught up in all of this
Feelings
fucking,
bullshit.
well,
That's my
all of
thing.
this gender identification and fucking all these feelings and this, that, and whatever else. We're encouraging people in some respects to be offended by everything
Yeah.
rather than teaching them not to be offended by words or a different opinion.
There you go.
Yeah, right? So, and look, just to bring it back to boxing, TJR, you just had to go there with Tim Zoo, didn't you? He or she must have picked up I might be from Australia.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite fighters. Mine too. I'm not ready to write him off either. Like, shit, goddamn me. I think he'd come back and get on his horse. Goddamn me. The fights he took what no regular fucking fights, bro. There wasn't no regular fucking fights, bro.
He can only campaign at 160, and that's a problem for anyone,
Yeah.
not just him. That's a problem for anyone. I'm still keeping an eye on that. Well, he's young when it comes to pro career, Yolandi Hernandez. Right, once the dust settles, I think he's going to be a problem at 160.
I think he is too. He's one that everybody gonna want to get while he green, because if you don't, he is gonna be a problem.
Look, I think there's some guys at 54 that are just waiting to go to 160, just waiting for the right excuse to go there. I think that, I wouldn't say it's avoidance, but I'm just not hearing people call out what's old mate that beat the piss out of Tim Zoo, Buckram. Nobody's talking about him at 150.
They stalling him out. They stalling him out, bro. As much as people sit there, okay, the talk before he went silent on him, it was, I don't believe he really that. I don't believe that Buckram really all of that. And then they went quiet because they stalling him out. That's what boxers do. When there's somebody that they don't want to fuck with, they stop talking about him 100%. They will not bring him up. They don't want to hear it. And then to the point where when somebody does bring him up, then they'll be like, oh, he ain't nobody because ain't nobody talking about him. And then they'll start back talking about him because now his name is associated with nobody. That's how boxing goes, bro.
Well, look, sometimes the promoter and your draw doesn't really support a big fight, right?
Yeah.
I had this conversation before about just offline with someone else, and we were talking about the need for people to want to feel like they've got to go undisputed, right? Why can't you just stay in your lane and be a champion in one of the sanctioning bodies? That's fair, right?
Yeah.
If that's your career choice. But my pushback was that when a grown man or woman decides that they aspire, right, to actually unify and undisputed, it's not about talking them out of it. It's about actually giving them that opportunity to do it, whether they win or they fail or whatever it might be. Right. So I think there's fewer people that want to go undisputed. Like, I think we could, if we stop and think about it, Slick, I mean, name them. Who really wants to be undisputed at this point?
No,
Bam.
It's like
Bam wants to be undisputed.
Bam wants to be, but it's not many.
Joy Opataya wants to be.
You asking for the stars to be aligned at that point, you know? It's hard to become undisputed. It's very hard. Because like you said, some people going to be content where they are, and some people ain't. In order to really get that in line, you got to encourage everybody to want to be undisputed and take those chances. If they're not wanting to, you know, and that's something that's why it's always been hard to be undisputed. Me, I've always campaigned for it because I felt like, how are you a true champion when you sharing the realm with 3 other guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's a fair point. Like, it's hard to convince the public, the fans, and the experts that you are the king of the division if you haven't proven that you've beaten everyone at that division, right?
Right.
And the reality or the math says that the only way to truly prove that is go get all 4 belts.
Right? And that's why I always campaigned for it, bro. Like, if that was me, I'd be like Kobe. They'd be like, you're champ. Why you not happy? Job not done. I need 3 more. I gotta get the other 3. Like, I'm not here to share my throne with nobody else. I'm champ. You call me champ, but there's 3 other guys I ain't beat yet.
Well, it's easy to be content doing I'm unified or I'm a single division if you're getting paid really well just in that lane, right? And that's kind of probably the journey that boxing's been on. That, and I'm going to make it a comparison here, and anyone listening, don't take it personally. The Shaquille O'Neals, the Michael Jordans, the Larry Birds, they got paid according to what they achieved, not what their potential might be.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Where current NBA players, particularly when they come out of college and then the draft system, they're getting paid on their potential, not their achievements, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, for fuck's sake, we're seeing the highest paid stars sit out of fucking games that robs the fans and robs the product for workload management. Miss
Yep.
me with that fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Shout out fucking punch. Right?
Right.
And boxing's very similar, right? The Oscar De La Hoyas, the Mayweathers, all went and earned, right, their worth.
Right.
They went and earned it. Now we've got boxers that say, well, I deserve to be, want to be, and think that I'm worth much more money than what I've actually earned.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right? I would say that Devin Haney, when you have a look at his resume, love him or hate him, it's up to every individual. His resume should say that he should be one of the highest earning boxers, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
What is he?
Yeah.
Three division
champ, undisputed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got one of the better resumes amongst them all.
So I think that the money poisons or dissolves the ambition. If you're getting lots of money and you're not required to push yourself to do it, it's easy just to stay in your lane, so to speak.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. Like, why do I need to move this way when I'm already getting what I want, or whatnot? And that's an interesting point, because that is truly the difference between today and yesteryear. It's not what you've done, it's what you could generate. Not necessarily when you're seeing guys getting guarantees.
Look, it's a fair point.
If you look at that guarantees, even back then when we talk about Gates and things like that, and I know people talk about Gates and blah, blah, blah. I never paid it. When I did look at the money, I never, and I still do sometimes, but the thing is, I don't pay attention to what they potentially could make. It's the guarantee, right? When you had Devin Haney coming up, he was making $2.5 million. Guaranteed.
Aircraft, what I would say to that is that the world of boxing reflects that, right? It's what you can generate because everyone's after the bag and the money, right? Promoters included. Right? But what I would say to you is when you compare it with the realistic things, that if you're straight out of med school, right, you've just completed your university or your college bachelor or PhD, right? When you walk straight into surgery at any hospital in the US, they're not going to pay you as much as the top surgeon because you might be as good as them. No, you actually prove through experience and your actual results that you demand that money because you are so fucking good. Right.
No, I agree with you.
I just think that there needs to be a balance between what you've achieved and not what you could generate or might generate. Right.
Right.
Who's one of the younger superstars in the NBA at the moment, for example?
Shit, I don't even watch it like that no more. I can't even.
Okay, we'll look
so fake now.
Take Abdullah Mason. Right?
Yeah.
In boxing. Right. Everything says that his future is hugely bright. Right.
Yeah.
So do you start giving him a bag the same as a Bud Crawford or a Canelo? Right.
Yeah, no. Hell no. You got to prove yourself. That's why I agree with you 100% on that. You got to prove yourself, man. But it's definitely money that's tainted the game. Like you said, Mayweather had to prove himself to get to them triple figure numbers like that. $200-something million a fight. You know what I mean? He earned that right. You know what I mean? He became the face of boxing because what he proved coming up the ladder. Not because he had a great smile and a great personality. You know what I mean? and it don't translate in the ring. And a lot of these guys just think because they have that or such, and they can generate a gate, they deserve as much. And the fans bite on it because that number comes out, but that's not the number they're really gonna get. They're getting a guarantee. And that guarantee is what gets me. And
Well,
at halftime, I don't think they should get that guarantee because most of the time, these guys that we get behind, it's real early when we get behind them. And on top of that, they haven't proved anything.
well, it's a little bit like if you have a job, right? And your boss rings you on the weekend and says, "Look, I need you to come in because you're the only one that can fix this problem," right?
Huh.
That conversation goes two ways, right? That conversation says, "Well, no, I'm not coming in because you're not paying me enough," right? Or the conversation that can happen is, "I've proven I'm worth that much money. Pay me it. You know I'm worth it because I've demonstrated it, so I'm happy to come in." Like, I think that there's a real balance between sport and the athlete's job. And Slick, if you want to pin, it's your show, but you
Yeah.
haven't pinned your link at the top of the chat, so
Oh,
it's
I
way up
didn't.
there.
Oh,
Aircraft carrier. Look, I'm only going to use the host words. This is the People Show. If you want to take the link, looks like you've got some views and opinions on some of this. So if you want to take the link and explain the world according to aircraft carrier, I'd be happy to hear it.
I thought I did it. All this
Oh,
time.
look, it's not a show without technical difficulties.
Yeah, you're lying. It's always something. All right, there we go. He said, I paid my last dollar to watch Abdullah instead of watching the far more accomplished Devin Haney. Yeah, because like I said, it's just a different, same style of fight, but one just got more heart. That's all. And that's the difference that I was trying to explain earlier, but that doesn't mean that Devin Haney gets discounted because how he was raised or how he
No.
presents his
Look,
skills in the game.
I-
That's just who he is. You know what I'm saying?
I think as Abdullah continues to get more experience, you're going to see a less recklessness in his fighting.
Yeah.
He's going to be more calculated. He's going to be less about fighting with emotion and more about fighting with his brain. And that's
Yeah.
the only thing that time can teach him. Because as much as that was such an enjoyable fight on the weekend, I'm always nervous for a boxer that allows himself to get hit when we know that they don't need to.
Yeah. And the thing is too about that, in the same sense, like we watch those guys like a Mayweather, things like that, be reckless, take chances, things like that, right? In their younger years, and as they do get older, they do exactly what you say, DJ. They get wiser. You know what I mean? I don't have to go through this. I've seen this. I know what to do. But when they get to that point, you respect it, right? Because he went through the fire, and it's almost like saying he earned that right to take that route. You know, it's the ones that come in a game like that and expect they deserve all the kudos for the performance they gave, and it just doesn't pan out because they're missing that element, right? What I mean is, like I said this before, the saying is, the boxing is hit and don't get hit, but the other half of it is make them miss and make them pay. It's very few that do that entire sentence, and there's many who do the first part. You get what I mean? And they get ridiculed for it, and they don't understand it. But I understand it because everybody's just not cut from the same cloth, bro. They're just not. Some people are okay coasting to a 12-round decision. and some are not. If I get you hurt, I'm getting you the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? But
Well,
that
it's almost about risk management, right?
yeah,
If a guy hits you, if an opponent hits you and you know shit, I didn't like that hurt as hell, right? You're going to be less risky for the rest of the fight.
right,
But if a guy touches you and say, well, if that's the best you got, I'm prepared to walk through that for me to get a better and harder and cleaner shot on you.
right.
Salute,
Right.
Punch.
Well,
assuming-
Punch.
Hello, motherfucker.
What's up, Punch?
So I think it's easy to be overly critical. Like it is boxing. People are going to get hit, right?
Yeah.
Terence Crawford gets hit. Canelo gets hit. The best
Yeah.
get hit, right?
Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're making sure you're trying to make sure that you don't get hit with the best they've got,
Right.
right? So that's just managing risk. So, look,
yeah.
there's been all sorts of stuff I've been hearing about Abdullah in bits and pieces since that fight, some criticism and whatnot. And the thing is that tell me a fight where you saw nothing but perfection. Absolute perfection. You never got hit to the body. You never got hit to the face.
I think Roy's the only one that got one round where he never got hit before. But other than that,
But man, it's
but that's like, bro,
it's a fucking contact sport.
yeah. And like I said, it's the way you just go about it. It's the way you go about it. And that's why I started the show. I was trying to explain the whole Devin Haney algorithm. Like that's his mindset. Like he doesn't come from the confrontational neighborhood or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He's learned a sport where others grow up doing this shit for free. And then they get in this sport like, oh, I can make money off this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. So like it's and for people not to recognize that and understand that, it baffles me. So that I think that's why I can respect Devin Haney's style of fight more than others, because I understand the fact that's not his background.
Look, at some point, at least for me, you got to stop to find reasons to be critical, and you just go, look, he's got a style or styles, right?
Right.
That lets him win the boxing match.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the whole goal? You fucking win.
Win. Yeah. Yeah. And it's called boxing first. That's why I stress over. It's not called KO. It's called boxing, bro.
I'm going to play in a bit of a seed of thought into your mind, Slick, if you haven't got some ready contenders. It's getting that time of year, right? End of year awards. Trainer of the year, knockout of the year, prospect of the year, fight of the year. All of that list that we go through every year.
Ooh-wee. Man, let me tell you. That fight, the trainer. I would say
you don't have to answer. I'm just going to ask you to start thinking about it because
I
mean,
come December, we got to do that.
Well, it's almost December now.
Oh, I know, but it ain't.
We start talking about it 4 weeks out, you know.
Yeah,
give everyone time to start thinking about it. Plus, there's some cards that are still going to happen in December.
Right.
What would be a contender in your mind for knockout of the year so far?
Knockout of the year? Brian Orr had knockout of the year, bro.
Really?
Yeah, he did. He had knockout of the fucking year. He made a dude lose his memory, bro. Like, that was some shit. I don't think nobody beats that. I'm talking about he put him to sleep. Like, dude thought he woke up like he was in a coma or some shit. He lost part of his life.
Okay, I'm going to give you I see you and raise you a Jai Opataya knockout on the 6th of January this year where he just put the boy out cold.
Was that Squirrel? Who was that he did that to? That wasn't Squirrel.
New Zealand guy. Big bloke. It's like 5th or 6th of January this year, right? Then let's not miss the Usyk Dubois knockout.
Yeah,
That was cold.
That was cold. That was a good one too. Yeah, I'm about to have to make a playlist and go back and look at all them some. You ain't never lied. That Usyk Dubois was a statement piece.
I kind of even feel like it might be underrated what Bam did on the weekend. He was playing with that boy, just beating him up.
That was
before the final bell said. He said, "Shit, I'm running out of time. I better get you out of there." Whack.
That's the only fight I have not went back and looked. Let me ask you, what did he? His glove touched the ground, but was there a result of a punch?
No. Well, exactly. So what had actually happened was Bam had thrown his punch and his footwork sort of failed him. So as he'd thrown with the momentum, he'd thrown a punch and was backing up, and his footwork sort of got him off balance, and he went backwards, and his glove touched the canvas, right?
No punch was landed on him, right?
Bam was not punched close to.
Okay.
He wasn't hit with anything in that moment.
Oh, okay. So when
you know how that, like, you get sweat in bits and pieces on the canvas, and sometimes they slip in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It was really no indifferent to that.
Yeah.
But even if the judges wanted to be harsh, right, that would have been the only artificial win that Puma had. That boy just got beat up.
He punished him, bro.
Oh,
I said in my video, he punished the shit out that boy. I don't know what he said to him. He punished the mess out of him, bro. He could have got him out of there.
Man, look, I was there with you. Remember I was saying, these guys have got to think about the towel.
I was like, shit.
No, there was something deeply personal in that beat down.
Yeah. That was an ass whooping. He should have got his ass out of there, but like I said, it was something personal in there for him to just beat the fuck on him like that.
Who you thinking early for trainer of the year?
I want to say Bomac because of the Canelo shit, but I had to go back. It's not Robert. I know that.
It's not Robert. I'm going to say that Robert's had a pretty good year, to be honest.
He started the year out losing, I remember.
Yeah, look, I'd be happy to give it to Bomac if he was able to get Eubank over the line against Conor Ben.
Yeah.
See, this is why I'm getting you to think about it early, right?
Yeah.
Fight of the year?
Yeah, fight of the year. I gotta go back and look at that. I'm trying to think. Who you got on the menu? I'm trying to think.
Well, Conor Ben Eubank 1 was really good. Yep.
Yeah, that was good. And it was pretty much the only firefight. Besides, well, if you call Brandon Adams and Boychuk, that was really good. And Lester Martinez and that was pretty good too. Can't think of old boy name from Canada. Those were pretty good.
So Abdullah's fight on the weekend would be up there.
Yeah, that would definitely be up there.
Because I think I messaged on your channel. I said, man, the fight wasn't even over. Halfway through that fight going, I feel like I've already got my money's worth, right, for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Everyone sees fights a little bit differently. So, fight of the year for someone might be an absolute blitzen. Other people might be strategic. Some people might be action.
And then Bozy, like Aircraft said, yep, if he get the win, ooh boy, he got
Look,
him too.
look. To be fair, Tank Roach was surprisingly good.
Yep, that was good too. Oh, I gotta write this shit down. I have to write this shit down tomorrow. Cause it was some good fights. But the only firefight really, really was the bend. That was fireworks. But damn, Bobak got the biggest fight though.
Slick, I'd be interested, and maybe I can send you something offline there. Maybe we just put it out to the masses. Put it on your community channel,
Yeah,
righto. End of year awards, and just let everyone come in, and because I'm sure some of them are going to remind us of things that we'd forgotten about, right?
yeah. And I need to do that anyway. Start doing and stuff like that. But yeah, 100. We'll do that.
Well, it's just an easy
Anyway,
way.
coach will get most likely to win. You think so? Aircraft carrier for what? Like, I ain't down it anyway, coach. But I mean, shit. Who else does
See,
he coach?
see, Gary Antoine Russell's fight earlier this year was fucking sick too. I
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
hell yeah.
So
Who Bobak got a lot of L's with besides uh 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 Eubank? Who else?
ooh,
Unless it was a pro
ooh.
box. Was it? Oh, he did have a couple fight on fucking pro box.
I
Who is
I
that?
reckon. I reckon Bomac. No
Old
different.
boy.
I reckon Bomac's, and I'll have to go back and have a look. I think that Bomac's got a couple of guys that.
What's his name? The one that make the outfits. He did lose, and then there was a guy he had on pro box that lost. He's right. There are only two, and then Lester Martinez had a draw. Yeah, Soko, that's his name. Thank you, Aircraft. Soko lost. And then you had Lester had a draw, I believe. Eubanks Jr. lost. He had somebody on Pro Box this year, I believe.
I reckon
That
he's had one
lost.
over in. I reckon he's had one over in England as well. That just in the back of my mind,
Yeah,
um, didn't get up for that fight.
yeah, yeah.
What's he say? Bomac
Oh,
got
Kelvin
blasted.
Davis, right? Kelvin Davis. He had some. I'm trying to think of the one he had on Pro Box. He had somebody on Pro Box too. But yeah, he said Kelvin Davis. That's right. Yeah, Boback. You right. You right, Aircraft. You right,
Oh,
Aircraft.
is Keyshawn working with Bomac?
Yeah, they always work the ball.
Oh, well, that's a massive fail. Doesn't make
Yeah,
weight. Has
yeah,
a punch up in the background. I'm not sure
yeah.
that's Bomac's fault, but
Right. But yeah, they always work the ball, man. But Kelvin lost. He got yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. He just got the biggest win of the year, but that you right. He got a lot of L's on there. He gotta show he can make somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Take somebody else to that level. But yeah. I'm trying to think who else would get it though. I don't know about anyway, because anyway, what, fought like 3 times this year or something like
look,
that?
at this point, I think that Inouye's just fighting people just to keep active because no one's really standing up and saying, you need to fight me in a way because, I'm
Right.
I'm the next guy up. That
Right.
at the moment, that's probably only Goodman, Nakatani, or if Bam comes up. or Nick Ball goes down.
Right. Robert Garcia
I
with
don't.
Bam and 2 wins with Virgil. I can see that, but Robert was losing quite a few fights earlier this year. But he's been the most active coach by far, though. I will say that.
Yeah, but Robert's also got, I think it's the 12th of December, something like that. He's also got about 4 of his guys pro debuting down in Mexico.
Huh.
And I reckon that if you're a betting man, that's a gift. You
Right.
just bet because they're going to give them people that they should beat, right?
Right. Right.
So just bet on the stable on that weekend. What do they call it? A parlay?
Yeah.
Right? You win one, and then you double it up on the second one. You double it up on the third. You double it up on the fourth. Man, easy money.
Right. Aircraft carrier said Robert Garcia and Bozy may pan out down to them too, to be fair. Because Rob been very active this year. Very active. If Cool Boy beat shot for a belt, it should be Bozy. We'll see. I'm not a fan of Cool Boy though. But if he get Cool Boy to win, goddamn, I mean, we'll see.
Well, Cool Boy's got a little bit of a hype train after he got beat by Inouye, just moving through the divisions and fighting his way up, right? So, look, let's call it a little bit of hype. I don't want to be disrespectful to Stephen Fulton, but, you know.
I just ain't never saw what everybody see. I just don't. Everybody sees him as like, they be like, he's so fast, he's this. I'm like, where? Like, I just don't see it, bro. And that's not me hating on it. I just don't see it.
No, well, for me, it's about how's he performed at the elite level. Who's he beat? He's beaten good fighters, fine, but can he mix it with the elite?
Right. We gonna see. But DJ, I'm finna shut it down, man. I gotta get this allergy medicine. My allergy starting to mess with me bad.
That's my job. Come up on panel and put people to sleep.
You ain't put me to sleep, man. My nose is constantly running, man. I gotta get this damn medicine. It's messing me up. But right on, Deej. Appreciate you, brother. All right, y'all, man. He said, what about Salas for how he turned Rolly Romero around, made him champion? That could be viewed as such. You know what I'm saying? He got Morrell too now, too. You know, Morrell went to Salas. I think that's a good fit for Morrell. I forgot about Morrell going over there to Salas. I think that's a good fit for him. He left Ronnie Shields to go to Salas. Majority of the time, I have something to say about switching trainers, but I think that's probably going to be a better fit for him. But I can see him being a contention for that, but I don't know. For trainer of the year, though, compared to a Robert Garcia or Bo Mack having the biggest win of the year against Canelo, or, you know what I mean? Like Boots and Bozy over there doing their thing. And if he can get this belt off of Oshaki, we got something to discuss. You know what I'm saying? 100%. We got something to discuss 100%. We'll talk more about it coming up, you know what I'm saying, the next show. Real talk, man. Zeus, everybody, man. I really appreciate y'all, bro, for coming through. Like I said, forgive me. I know I don't be here through the week, but I'm working on something big, man. Just bear with me, bro. And those who sticking with me, who hit that like button, who hit that subscribe button, man, I really appreciate y'all. I see y'all on the next one, all right? It was something else I wanted to say. It'll hit me. I'll start the show off with it next time. All right, y'all. Y'all be easy. I'm your boy Slick 50, man. All right. Deuces.